Yeah, no cats. They are all out doing other things, I think. Nope, there's still one cat left in the laundry basket. Because that is how the cat do. See where continue. I don't know what I need to do now to actually get things to go the way they need to. So I'm going to continue. Okay, that takes me back to the last save, so I probably have to start completely over. Because I don't do my research like I should. Lot of endings there. Maybe it just saves the endings when you start a new game. Maybe it just keeps the fact that you've seen them in mind. Maybe. Anyway, we are gonna be ablazing through the game as much as it lets us. Achievement unlocked to the depths. Okay. This is different. I don't recall this being the start. Huh. So yeah, apparently you beat the game and then it starts you at a slightly different spot. I don't recall this to be. Tonight's concert is taking place at 7 p.m. at the Montan Live Music Club, Kagurao. Kagurao? Something like that. Kagurao. The indie band Black Rising Crows. Black Rising Crows. Really? Being promoted by Koro, the bassist from the major label band Izayoi, is on the schedule for tonight and a popular topic of conversation. It's not that I'm not interested, but rather than hype, I prefer substance. And anyway, my aim tonight isn't the concert. In contrast to the dazzling fashion buildings, this live music club is in a back alley with an underground feel to it. Live music club. Is that our new Montine Aquarium statement for today? It was not long after I was born that one might say Montine really began to be developed. In sync with improvements to it, the station itself became an unquestionable hub for the subway and national railways, and Montine Station was quickly reborn as a terminal stop. Okay, that's sounding a little samey. The symbol of the town, Montine East Building, was built in the center of the Montan. Getting used to saying that word again. Was built in the center of the business district. It became an entertainment hub for students, adults, and tourists alike. The stronger the light, the deeper the darkness. Unlike the east side, bustling with visitors from a wide age range, the west side developed as more of a pleasure district. There are various bars and other businesses focusing on nighttime entertainment. Although cases of illegal immigrants coming to do manual labor have increased, their higher-ups maintain concealed within this forest of people. Their gang-like unions have strengthened their pull, forging something of an unspoken agreement with the police. Inevitably, the public order has deteriorated, and this town has become dense with both light and dark. It is within the basement of a building in a back alley, in the deepest part of this pleasure quarter beyond the west exit, that the live music club at Kagurao lies. Kodomo is a play on Docomo, the number one self. Okay. A girl walking alone at this hour runs the risk of being hit on, but with strict rules being enforced these days, almost anyone who learns that the person they're talking to is a student would back off. Anyone looking for an easy target is just spineless. Occasionally, there are those that won't give up, the perverted creepy types who are thrilled that I'm a junior high student. There's no merit in talking to them, so I ignore them. Well, to be honest, the others are just as worthless. Especially considering I didn't come here to pick up guys in the first place. As far as the denizens of this back alley are concerned, they seem to have learned to recognize my face, and so conversation attempts have decreased. Ignoring people is quite draining, so I'm grateful from the depths of my heart. Yes, if you add this to the cost of drinks, it should be exactly 3,000 yen. Yeah, but you're a junior high student, right? Sorry, but after 6 p.m., people under 16... So we are beginning play as her, huh? Interesting. Must be a newbie. I click my tongue and look at the staff member. I have no recollection of seeing him before. There's a large amount of turnover among live music club staff, but still, these kinds of exchanges are troublesome. I paid my money, so hand over my ticket. This place has never been a stickler for rules. They give minors alcohol and cigarettes all the time. I'm not here for either. I'm just here to listen. If you don't hurry, I'll report this place. Yeah, I got it. Here, this is it. He falters as I quickly talk him down and hands over my ticket without incident. It's not as if someone like me would make a report, but saying so is more than enough to get in the cave. He probably feels the same, seeing me as troublesome and wanting to end the conversation as quickly as possible, which leads to him being careless. Stinks of cigarettes. Yeah, apparently we start the second run out as the director's daughter, who is kinda, sorta juvenile delinquent-ish as far as tropes go here. I come here often, even though I hate the stench of tobacco. Lately, many places have separate non-smoking areas. But this Kagero place has an old-fashioned mentality, so the inside is filled with smoke. I often hear that it's good to be retro, but most of the ones saying this are people over 30. These days, non-smokers have come to hate secondhand smoke. Since there's a show tonight, the club is packed. The eyes of customers anxiously awaiting the start of the show are gleaming. I weave through the crowd, most of whom aren't paying attention to their surroundings, and reach the drink counter. Club soda, in a bottle. Smart move. I take my drink from the bartender. Usually this would be mixed with alcohol, but I like to drink it with a little lemon, so I drop a slice in. The faint, refreshing scent of citrus tickles as it mixes with the stench of tobacco in my nose. Hate to say it, but Perrier is not really club soda. Just saying. This is a good spot. Yeah, sure, take up part of the bar so the bartender gets less tips. I lean against a pillar near the bar and touch the bottle to my lips, sipping the carbonated water. The tingling sensation it gives hits the spot. I finally feel relaxed. I probably stand out amongst all these other high-strung customers, but I'm not really paying them much attention. I guess they wouldn't, would they? Tipping is kind of an American thing. But that's a rant I won't get into. And I'm not ranting against tipping, I'm ranting against the need for tipping in the first place. Just so you know. The reason I came here is to gather information on rumors regarding Mountain Aquarium. Surely, any junior high school girl in the metropolitan area has heard these stories. Like that on the day of a full moon, the water in the tanks turns to blood, or the fish with human faces swim about, or that those who get lost in the closed-down deep-sea fish booth never come home. It's our old friend, the deep-sea fish booth! Worthless stories written on the internet. But I can't simply dismiss these stories as meaningless. A murder that took place at Mountain Aquarium. Many rumors, it's that story in particular that gives me a sense that something is amiss in the real world. The reason why is because the director of Mountain Aquarium, my father, Sakuragi Isao, died at Mountain Aquarium. Yes, I know, The police records list his death as accidental at Monton Aquarium. In reality, his death at Monton Aquarium is a suspicious one with his cause unknown. At Monton Aquarium. There's only one way his body could have ended up torn to pieces in a tank at the aquarium. At the Monton Aquarium. It's been about 5 years since then, so I was about 10 at the time. Despite how young I was, I didn't believe it was an accident, but with nothing to go on, I had to let it go. However, lately, I began hearing these strange rumors. When the rumors started, it was strange that there was no origin to them. I began my search for a source about 2 months ago by hanging around here after hearing that someone from the Club Kagero worked part-time at the aquarium 5 years ago. But nothing's come of it so far. If my efforts were fruitless this time, a night when there should be the most people here, and I've resolved myself to changing the location of my investigation. Hello, Xenobro. Oh, this is a surprise. We have a new challenger. Someone speaks to me in the Kansai dialect, coming out as overly familiar because of it. She doesn't speak extremely fast, so she's probably from the Kyoto area or somewhere around there. It sounds more elegant than the Osaka dialect. Looking at the source of the voice, I'm a bit surprised. It's a girl younger than I. I thought she might be a female otaku with no one to talk to. Otaku with no one to talk to. That kind of flows pretty well. But really, she seems quite intriguing. That being said, she seems to be looking my way with an odd expression. Hello, Dragonus. What? You're creeping me out. Don't say that. I'm Minato Miku. Nice to meet ya. I don't think I really want to break out the southern voice for Kansai dialect. She's not the one I'm looking for. That person worked part-time 5 years ago, so it couldn't have been this kid. You can't be employed until your first year of high school. And taking in enough air to talk properly is causing me to yawn consistently. Would be interesting. I know it's not. However, that is how it's almost always represented in freaking games. Whenever translators see Kansai dialect, they always seem to give it the southern drawl. It's a joke. Or are they red eyes? Need some Visine. Minato wears an outfit covered in frills that seems difficult to move in. She's dressed like my polar opposite. Her outfit is girly, with white as his base color. There's an 80 to 90% chance that someone dressed like that sees herself as cute. And here we go. Written by a man. She's probably about 10 centimeters shorter than I am. Only upon sitting in one of the high counter chairs is she brought to my eye level. Hey, Sakuragi-san, right? Minato greets me by my last name. In that moment, I become even more wary of her. I haven't told her my name. I don't like giving my name to people I don't know. So not even the staff or customers here know it. I glare warily at Minato. Don't make such a scary face. Do you not recognize me? Is that why you're looking at me like that? Of course not. We're from the same school. You're from Class B at Mitsuba Girls Junior High, right? I'm in Class A. We're next to each other. Eh? Mitsuba Girls Junior High is the abbreviated version of Private Girls Academy Mitsuba Junior High. Known throughout the city as a school for rich girls, it is part of a combined junior high school, just as Minato says. I'm a student there. Since I haven't made any friends, I don't know any of my classmates, even though it might be uncommon that some of those classmates are people who like bands enough to come to a live music club. It's not abnormal. More than that, the fact that Minato is a classmate, he's the same age, surprises me. From her feet to her head, I look over Minato once more. To be sure, her outfit is unique and brand name, and her fluffy blonde hair shows scrupulous grooming. Putting aside her annoying appearance, there are definitely many girls at Mitsuba like her. Still, she's so small I can't see her as anything but an elementary school student. Do you doubt me? I want to nod my head, but there's no malicious intent in her having learned my name. I can't see any point in her lying to me, so she must be telling me the truth. So what do you want? I don't want anything. I was just happy seeing a classmate at this hour in a place like this and wanted to talk to you. So indeed, and apparently we do have a slight southern accent given to her in the English translation. I was just happy seeing a classmate at this hour. I don't want to do that though. I see. Sorry, but I don't feel like chatting with you right now. Sayo-chan, you're like that at school too, right? You're never with anyone. So, it's no problem if I don't have friends. More importantly, drop the chan. You're the same as me, eh? Huh? What kind of band are you here for, Sayo-chan? Without going too deep, Minato changes the subject. She continues using chan, and since I'm already struggling with her Kyoto dialect, there's a pushiness to her quiet demeanor that's hard to describe. Coupled with her tendency to do things her way, it's troublesome. As I remain silent, Minato puts her lips on the straw in her strawberry milk and looks at me with upturned eyes. I'm not after one particular band. If the songs are good and the band is good, I'll listen, but I don't follow any of them. The fact that she doesn't look away until after I answer is a bit frightening. I have no choice but to speak, while I do have my preferences. I'm not following one specific band, it's just a matter of those bands that I hear and consider good. Whenever I go to the live music clubs, it's usually popular bands that aren't very good. I can't stand the ones who rely on just looking good, having a good MC, or acting stupid instead of having real substance. They're obnoxious. There's no point in declaring your success based on anything other than your music. You hipster! That's why I dislike these visionless fools at live music clubs, getting their egos inflated by morons and prattling on about their dreams. I dislike the morons who gratefully listen to those fools talking about their dreams even more. Well then, I have a band to recommend. You should give a listen to the one scheduled to go on right before the main act. No. Then why did you come here? If you were just here for a certain band and left after, I'd understand. But if you're just vacantly listening, then you should stay till the end so you can learn which bands are good. In reality, I was planning to stay here till the end of this performance to see if anyone stood out to me, but I think I can be forgiven for not wanting to spend extra time with Minato. You hipster. From the looks of it, you and I don't share the same interests. That's fine. It was worth a try. I finally confirmed that despite what I say, Minato isn't listening at all. In contrast with her appearance, she's more stubborn than I thought. Since moving from here would come off as running away, it might offend her. I stay put. I don't like her, but I don't want to offend her. That's reasonable, at least. Whether she's satisfied or not, she sits down softly. I thought she would talk to me about many things, but she didn't speak any further. She seemed gloomy, giving the feeling that she was disappointed. Sayo-chan, they were good, weren't they? Why are you following us out here? So. After the show, we head back to the station. I didn't really want to walk with her, but trying to convince her not to follow me is too much effort. The nightscape is terribly bright. You know, it seemed like it would be less effort to just say, could you please go away, than it would be to deal with her. I'm just saying. No way, they had amazing rhythm. Silky Strawberry. Since Minato recommended them, I thought it would be a goth rock band or something, but they were actually a classic rock group. The guitarist and vocalist in particular was the best I saw today. The main act, Izayoi, wasn't bad. It was just a major difference in their level of skill. Because of that, I sort of feel that it wouldn't be so bad if they were here the next time I came. Those lyrics, though, I can't get into them. Excuse me. Everything else was good, though. Are you really sticking with No Good and Band and They Suck for your impressions of the other bands, though? Minato was more knowledgeable about music than I expected, telling me her impressions during breaks in the performances. The only thing she takes away from my comments are those 3 thoughts. There's no value to what I said, so it's understandable. Whenever there's a break in conversation, I realize that silky strawberries come up every time. Thinking back on it, the most unusual thing is that Minato and I don't talk about anything but music. It's more mysterious than suspicious. Speaking of which, I don't particularly initiate most of the conversation. Instead, I'm sulking over my inability to gain any more information on Montan Aquarium. My silence probably persists for 5 minutes. Minato was a slow walker, and I thought about leaving her behind, but even I don't know why I didn't. The one to break the silence, though quite suddenly, is Minato. You know, I experienced something weird today. I don't respond, continuing to ignore her, but she continues her story anyway. You ever hear of Montan Aquarium? Gee, how would I guess you would bring that up? I have. Before the event tonight, I used a year pass and went there, but... Year pass is the abbreviation for year-long passport. It's a ticket that allows you to enter many times you want. At 5,500 yen, tax excluded, you can get one after going to the aquarium 3 times in 1 year. Furthermore, 5 years ago, they started selling a pass case set with an illustration and photography kit. It's a premium version sold at 10,000 yen before tax. It's fairly inexpensive, but the illustrator is popular with the apparel companies, and the design containing all the fish is popular with the young women, giving such goods a great deal of value. As additional perks to getting the premium version, you get the ability to visit the Montan East Building observation deck as much as you please, as well as a 5% discount at some of the restaurants within the building. With so many perks, the year pass has become quite a hit. It was the idea of a Montan Aquarium staff member, but rumor says that since they've since left the company. It's not unthinkable that it is some relation to the director, my father's, incident. With that in mind, I wait for the rest of Minato's story. That deep-sea fish booth was supposedly closed long ago, right? But I was able to go in. Moreover, there were fish inside. That's not all. The fish were swimming outside the tanks. Huh? Are you stupid? The deep-sea fish booth is closed, like you said, so there shouldn't be any fish. Which is why I said it was weird from the get-go. I thought it was daydreaming. I got caught up in that feeling and even spaced out for a bit, so I don't remember everything from that time clearly. Minato was saying something strange. Really? You just now tweaked onto that, huh? It's frustrating, but that's exactly why I can't ignore it. The story Minato was telling me is part of those ridiculous urban legends I'm investigating. Who did you hear this story from? I didn't. It happened today, but I didn't have anyone I thought I could tell. Really. Sometimes there are people who like spreading those kinds of rumors. I told you, I don't have anyone to talk to about that kind of stuff. In other words, Minato isn't the person I'm looking for, the one who spread the rumors about Montan Aquarium. On the other hand, Minato's observations are, in fact, giving the rumors some credibility. You're serious? I guess it's natural that you would doubt me after all. It's such a weird story, so I can forgive you for that. I find it weird myself, but I thought you might believe me, Sayo-chan. It's not that I believe you, but it isn't that I don't either. After I say this, the conversation ends. We walk on without a word, and although the distance to the station is short, it seems as if we go on forever. Well, time to go home. I'm going this way. It seems Minato's going the other way. As we're about to part, I call after Minato. Ever since she told me about the bizarre thing that happened to her today, a few minutes ago, I've been wondering what I should do, and I decide I should choose the most efficient option. Are you free tomorrow night? Yeah, why? About the deep-sea fish booth you say you went to. I can't believe you if I don't see it with my own eyes. If you really did see it, then take me there. So you mean we'll go to Mountain Aquarium together? We're not going to have fun, we're going to do research. I'll be waiting at the coffee shop at Montine Station at 5. Ocean cruising, right? Okay, I'll go along. For some reason, Minato looks happy. Even though I've asked her to be my guide, she probably isn't inconvenienced by it. And so, that's how I parted with Minato. As I gaze out the window of the train, I suddenly remember that, oh yeah, tonight is the night of a full moon. Excuse me one second here. Yeah. The next day, I enter the coffee shop at 5 p.m. I come right on time, but there's no sign of Minato. See you later, Xenobro. Since I don't participate in any clubs, I still arrive in plenty of time even after stopping off at my house. I take a seat by the window and order a club soda. Perrier. The new sandwich posted by the door looks delicious, but as I'm not hungry, I don't order one. I don't know why I brought this up, but I had the feeling I needed to. I wait for her for about 5 minutes. Ah yeah, the eclipse is tomorrow. I will be at work, sadly. I don't think I'll get to watch it. Oh well. Sorry I kept you waiting. It took a little while to get changed. I thought that might be the case. I anticipated this by changing before coming. Be that as it may, in an area as heavily patrolled as Montan, it's easier to move about in regular clothes than the school uniforms. Still, with Minato looking like an elementary schooler, I have my doubts as to how effective this will be. Ah, wait a sec. As soon as Minato arrives and puts her bag down, she stands back up right away. Some time passes before she returns, having bought a sandwich and a nice café au lait. I haven't eaten yet. Can we get a bite? You're asking me after you already bought it. Are you sober? Time to eat. I feel irritated, but Minato's cooperation in my investigation of Mountain Aquarium is essential. As Minato eats her sandwich, I drink my club soda little by little, slowly. It's the roast beef and mascarpone cheese sandwich that caught my interest earlier. That thick, acidic scent that wafts my way is without a doubt a dressing with balsamic vinegar as its main ingredient. Why I feel the need to completely elaborate on a sandwich is beyond me, but I can't stop expressing every single thought in my head. The seemingly homemade roast beef doesn't seem to have many slices, but each one is thick. The cooked parts and the tinge of redness seem to create a good balance. Sayo-chan, what's up? Nothing. Ah, you want a bite? Say ah! Are you stupid? Oh, you don't? This is my first time eating with a friend, so I'm not good at reading the situation. I'm not so good with this kind of thing myself. Still, just don't call me your friend. To be sure, her observation was correct, but I don't exactly want her to share her sandwich with me. If I'm going to have some, I'll buy my own. Minato eats the rest self-consciously. There's not really much conversation, and only when she's finished drinking her iced cafe au lait does she suggest, let's go. Just in case you forgot what she ordered, I said it again. That was delicious, but I'm full. Probably ate too much. What, you knew you weren't going to finish it earlier? If I had known, I would have accepted your offer. So wasn't that you didn't want it? I have my reasons. Well then, let's try sharing next time. I wonder if there will be a next time. The rumors of Monton Aquarium, as well as the truth. All of it might be revealed today. I have my doubts. Describing food may be a Japanese thing, but dear God, does it not need to be described 50 million words for one sandwich? Starting to remind me of Tolkien, and not in the good way. 2 hours later, our efforts proved fruitless as we stand stock still at the entrance. With no results, the air between us is gloomy. How weird. Yesterday when I was walking, the door was wide open. I see. Do you hate me? Not in particular, although I didn't like you to begin with. Why does the discussion of whether or not I like her keep coming up? What's most important right now is ascertaining the truth of the rumors. Minato doesn't appear to be lying. In which case, the mystery of the deep-sea fish booth deepens further. What was the difference between yesterday and today? We have no choice but to look back inductively. I wondered if it was because we were together, so we tried one at a time, but nothing changed. So what else? Minato appears to be in thought, but finally a troubled look appears on her face, and she answers with a tone of supplication. Yeah, at least we didn't get that far. At least we did not post the sandwich to Instagram, and yeah, neither of them have friends. But still, the difference, I don't know. Why? Well, tell me again from the start. From the beginning, huh? I came to have fun at the seemingly normal Monton Aquarium, and some guy called out to me. Speaking of which, I heard him talking about Monton's Aquarium urban legend. So we need to go to him. If we don't find him, we won't learn anything. You don't remember anything in particular about him, do you? When he called out to me, I thought he was just hitting on me. He was a tall man, but anything more detailed than that? She says, looking flustered. I wonder just how optimistic we can be. If we're ambushed within Monton Aquarium, we may actually meet the guy Minato was talking about. I quickly deny these thoughts. Despite hanging around Monton Aquarium for a while, we find no clues, so we go to the club to do some research. In other words, we're going completely in circles. Sayo-chan, are you mad? I'm not really mad at you. Sayo-chan, you a detective or something? Well, you do have purple hair, but you know. Are you stupid? You just don't talk like a normal person is all. Sayo-chan, are you investigating Monton Aquarium? It doesn't matter, does it? Not good. I want to be your friend, Sayo-chan. I don't want you to hate me over something like this. Ridiculous. I click my tongue, then heave a sigh. Minato's point of view is always so different than mine. I have not the slightest idea how the conversation ended up this way. This is enough. I'll investigate on my own. Sayo-chan! As I start to leave Monton Aquarium, Minato calls after me. If you have time this weekend, I want to come back here with you. If you're looking in those rumors, Sayo-chan, I'll help you. Why? I told you, didn't I? I want to be your friend. I want to do all kinds of stuff with you, Sayo-chan. That's why I'm asking you the reason why. Probably because you like music and because you listen to what I have to say. But it could be something different. I don't really understand it myself. Doesn't matter to me whether or not you're with me. Your thoughts aren't wrong. It's just that I'm asking for my own reasons. I say this curtly, and Minato looks down. After a brief pause, I continue. Next Friday, I'll come here once more. I'll stop off at the cafe by the train station around the same time. Do as you like. Sayo-chan. Later. Okay, later. Even I don't know why I said it like that. It wasn't that I like or dislike Minato. She shouldn't mean anything to me. I don't feel at all like I've gotten any closer to the truth. Even so, I have a gut feeling that Minato's experience is directly connected to the truth. Even if Minato herself turns out to be useless, there's no mistake that something may happen that involves her. Not even attempting to hide my irritation, I walk along clicking my tongue numerous times. After school, my homeroom teacher suddenly called me out. Minato Miku is home sick, and I'm to take some important paperwork to her. I don't care if there are summons or exam results, so I didn't pay attention. If the family can't come, then friends are asked to deliver papers. When the homeroom teacher said this, my name apparently came up. I thought about protesting that since he was the teacher. He should take it himself, but then remembered I was on cleaning duty and could use this as an excuse to skip out. Yeah, that works. It's better delivering something alone than having to do anything with my vapid classmates. After school, I change and head for the address the homeroom teacher gave me. So it's here. Using a private railway line from the west gate of Monton Station, it takes about 10 minutes. I buy drinks at a supermarket near the station. It's not that far from the station, but even in the small distance I travel, I get the impression that I've long since left the city. Minato's home is on the 12th floor of an apartment building. The apartment is beautiful and seems to have been built within the last 5 years. The entrance is serene, like a hotel lobby, illuminated by warm colored lighting. I press the button for the intercom. After waiting for about a minute, I hear Minato's voice. Hi! Hurry and unlock it. The auto lock is released, and I take the elevator up. It's wide enough to fit about 8 people in one car. The interior of her apartment shares its orange-colored lighting with the entrance. The door faces away from the highway, causing the neighboring apartment to seem close. Sayo-chan, thanks. I just came because I was asked to. Hello, Lady Mage. Hopefully your Wi-Fi is more successful than Xenobros. Minato's apartment is as pretty as I imagined it would be. There's little furniture, and everything is kept meticulously tidy. I figured she would be bad at keeping things clean based on her carefree personality, but that doesn't appear to be the case. There are few utensils in the kitchen. On closer inspection, dust had gathered in places out of reach. That's a letdown. I can venture a guess at the type of life she leads. I'll leave the documents on the table in your living room along with some sports drinks, club soda, and fruits. I apparently raided a grocery store too on the way here. I'm opening your fridge. Hey, the meat and natto in here are going bad. The moment I open the fridge, a foul odor wafts out. There's mold growing on the meat, and the natto is impossible to describe. Without a single word, I toss them in the trash. Most of the trash appears to be wrappers for side dishes and junk food. Figures she barely cooks at all. Even I'm not this bad. I had no idea. That natto was already bad? There's a difference between fermentation and spoilage. Even though it's in the fridge, it's on the verge of going bad. Are your parents not around? Is that why you had me bring these papers in their stead? I borrow a glass and rinse it out, then pour club soda inside. I decide to have a drink before I head home and sit down on the sofa. Minato seems to have improved after having slept for half the day, so she pours one of the sports drinks I bought into a glass and sits down on the living room sofa. She sits down beside me, but it's a big enough sofa that it doesn't feel cramped. And believe me, I know all about living in the fridge. Oh yes. You can't stop the mold from growing. After taking a sip, Minato responds. You see, my mother is a single parent. Without Lemon, I'm less than satisfied. I glance at the clock and see that it's already 4:30 p.m. The numbers on the clock leave a bigger impression on me than Minato's lonely expression. It was definitely made in Italy. I look around, noting that she owns many expensive things, including the furniture. Minato gives a small smile at the fact that I showed no reaction. Sorry for saying something like that. It has nothing to do with you. That sad expression seems to be saying that it still isn't enough, but I don't exactly care to hear her story. Looking around her apartment gives me a general understanding, but those words confirm the fact that her mother rarely comes home. However, none of that has anything to do with me. For some time, the only sound is that of the clock hand. Time passes as it plays a fixed rhythm. I clean up my empty glass and say to Minato, well, I have to go. Hey, Sayo-chan, are we still on for visiting the aquarium we planned for Friday? Minato asked me this after I stood up. I have no idea what that blip was that I saw in the recording window, but it was not on my PC screen. That is odd. Something running in the background that I don't know about. I can't see anything. It's not exactly a plan, but why wouldn't we be? My objective hadn't been met yet, so you should know that much. Good, I'll see you then. See you then. We go to the same school, but weird is weird. That is how a relationship is. I don't want to be seen as being close to somebody, at least not enough so they might think I have a friend, which is a possibility if they see us talking at school. I'll walk you to the entrance, she says as I'm already on my way out. Minato finishes speaking, but it's a dull thud that causes me to turn around. Minato? Minato has collapsed on the spot. I call out to her, but there's no response, so I walk back over to her. When I touch her to sit her up, I feel that she has a high fever. Following her fall, her breathing has become ragged. Oh gee, it seems like she has mountain aquarium fever. I don't know what else to call it. You pushed yourself too hard. Why? I didn't push myself too hard. You came all this way. I just wanted to talk to you. Don't talk. Anyway, you need to lie down on the sofa. It helps that the sofa is so big. As I help her, Minato lies down. Minato has misinterpreted things. It's not that I came to her house. It's not that I came to her house for personal reasons, much less to chat. However, now isn't the time to chastise her about such things. Minato's fever is very high. She's short of breath from sitting up, and it seems to be getting harder and harder for her to breathe. I'm fine, Sayo-ja. Don't speak. I fill a bowl with water, dip a washcloth inside, and place it on Minato's forehead. Sweat is building up, so I use a separate cloth to wipe it away. A little bit of sports drink should be okay, so I pour some in her mouth. I'm worried she will become dehydrated. Then there's this May weather. It's been really hot lately, so she's probably really tired from that too. That's basically all I can do, so I devote the rest of my energy to things like changing the water in the bowl. Her physical condition hasn't improved, but the symptoms have subsided somewhat. As the thought crosses my mind and I glance at the clock, 8 o'clock has already rolled around. Minato seems sleepy, so I lend her my shoulder and put her to bed. As I do, I decide I should leave. According to Minato, her mother should be home soon. Honestly, I feel worried about leaving her to a parent that lets her live this lifestyle, but Minato insists she's alright, so I give in. Worrying won't help. I've always had a strong constitution, but it's because of your eating habits. Say something to your mother tomorrow and reevaluate your diet. The cause is clear. Having suggested that, I continue with later. Sayo-chan, I'll get better by Friday. It's fine, so be quiet. I'll go to Montan Aquarium, regardless of whether you're with me or not. There's no need for you to worry about it. So like you, Sayo-chan. I begin to hear the soft breathing of someone who's fallen asleep. As I take a step away and think it over, I heave a sigh, realizing what happens from here on doesn't concern me. Get better soon, otherwise this will leave a bitter taste in my mouth. It's more likely than not she can't hear me, but I realize at the moment that her breathing has gotten louder. Just like that, I leave Minato's home behind. Apparently, it was that very night that Minato leapt from her apartment building. She didn't crash into the ground, instead getting caught in a tree with almost no injury, but it seems she won't wake up. The point of impact was probably pretty bad. There's also the possibility that she hit her head. I hear that it wasn't a suicide. I've heard talk that it was because she tried to sit out on her balcony. That's hard to believe. All that's going around school is the rumor that Minato took her own life. Being unable to wake up despite having no injuries, the rumor floating around the hospital is that she lost her life energy, the thing a person needs in order to keep on living. I wish that at least the doctors would refute such nonsense. It's only a matter of time before her mysterious jump becomes intertwined with the urban legend surrounding Montan Aquarium. Only the most sensational things, with no basis in reality, become part of the rumors. I don't have any desire to track down the whole truth, so for me, the information I've got up till now on the subject is enough. Of course, it seems she won't be coming to school anymore. She isn't getting any visitors either. With nothing but unanswered questions, it seems I'm left with a bad aftertaste after all. It reminds me of the flavorless taste of club soda with no lemon in it. On Friday night, despite all this, I go to the coffee shop. Even though I know she won't come, I feel I should keep up my end of the promise. After I wait for an hour, Minato doesn't come. And the cat, after an hour sleeping in the laundry, was out of the room. Goodbye, cat. After that, I head for Montan Aquarium alone, but it's a fruitless endeavor. I couldn't find the one spreading all the rumors after all. Sounds like Silky Strawberry's performing again today. I sit down at the furthest edge of the bar and put my drink to my lips. After the director, my father, passed away, my mother took custody of me. My mother divorced my father when I was still young. I don't know why they did it, but she probably had money issues with my business-consumed dreamer of a father. My mother lived with her parents, my grandparents. As the daughter of a man who divorced their daughter, I was seen as nothing more than a burden, and those days were lonely and sad. Not a single member of my family came the day of my junior high entrance ceremony. When I came home, several days' worth of meals for me were in the fridge, and money for daily expenses far more than the student will ever need were left on the table. Back in those days, I hope they still loved me, as they had paid for me to attend an expensive private school. But I got my answer. The impression I got from the neighbors was that the reason I was able to attend the private school was because of my father's insistence. On top of the desk was a memo pad with the words, "We'll be on a trip until next week," written on it, and the money left just sitting there. Their car had also disappeared from the parking lot. Yeah, they go to the bar and the cafe. The person speaking now and the person that just almost died met at this club, as a matter of fact, listening to music, and then somehow that manages to devolve into a subject of the aquarium that shall not be named, except by the game 50 million times. My school wasn't in the area, so no one knew when my entrance ceremony was. Sending me to a school so far away was the same thing as my mother putting me out of sight, out of mind. That was fine with me. I came to the conclusion that the reason my father had custody of me was because my mother hadn't wanted me from the start. God damn it. That one hits a little close to home. Then on their way home, they all died in an accident. My mother, grandparents, and also a young man that was with them. So my inheritance passed down to me. There was a struggle against my relatives to see who would get custody of me. When I said the amount of my inheritance, I realized their divorce was so that my mother's family assets wouldn't be depleted by my father's debts. Rather than be sad, I looked to the future ahead. Using the name of some relative I didn't care for, I rented an apartment near the school I attended, and, blowing through my inheritance, began living alone. Learning the full truth did not sadden me. Instead, on the occasion of my father's passing, the feeling that I had that I was always alone was reiterated for me once more. I don't know if he had the money. Apparently he had all the debt, is what she said. Her mother had all the money and divorced her father because he was racking up debts and she didn't want to deplete her family's funds. I think he got custody because she didn't want her daughter. When I come back to the present, Silky Strawberry is about to perform. Before the first song finishes, I leave the club. Tonight's song resonates too heavily within my heart. On the way home, I'm reminded when I walked to the station with Minato when I came here before. The lights of the town all at night are so pretty. I realize I prefer walking alone. Yeah, it seems her story is her parents got divorced because her father was racking up debts. Her father died, so she went to live with her mother and her grandparents. Then her mother and grandparents sent her off to a private school somewhere to get her out of sight, and then they went on a trip and died. And now she has all her inheritance. Something like that. And in the future, she's going to get murdered brutally by someone who killed her father. Ain't life grand for this person? The moon isn't out tonight, though. I remember that ridiculous rumor. Like that on the day of a full moon, the water in the tanks turns to blood, or that fish with human faces swim about, or that those who get lost in the closed-down deep-sea fish booth never come home. Worthless stories written on the internet. Not caring where I heard it, I clicked my tongue in the center of the road. We're getting more backstory on her than we did the first protagonist or her friend. We really are. The answer's been there from the start. That day that something would happen, that's... Several days later, I pay a visit to Montan Aquarium. I occasionally hear about Minato's condition, but there's apparently no change. Today being Sunday, the town is full of people, but Montan Aquarium is empty. Those rumors must have some influence to them. Surely after the incident with Minato, the rumor has gained even more credibility. Even without knowing the truth, somewhere, subconsciously, it must seem plausible enough. You know, the title I gave this stream, and now what you've been waiting for, the second part, it was kind of a joke thinking that, oh, we're just going to go into the game, we're going to replay choices, blah, 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 we're going to get all the endings, and I was calling that, no, we're actually getting a second part to this story. I did not plan for this. This just happened. Just letting you guys know this. I gotta stop playing games blind. Let's go, I say to no one in particular. Yeah, you did warn me last stream, but I thought you were joking. On the day of the full moon, I am ready. No, my prediction is that we're going to see her in this aquarium. Even if it means losing my life to the full moon, I will find the truth. Because there's nothing more I can lose. When the moon attacks. This is just like Dragon Ball. Okay, not really, but the moon does cause attacks there. Before she realized it, the girl was standing before an imposing door. The girl occasionally came to Monton Aquarium alone. She watched the manta rays, she watched the jellyfish, and finally she decided it was time to go home. Where is this? And which girl are we at now? She had her doubts, but there would be nothing else there except for the aquarium. She assured herself that she had probably wandered off into a side path. The door before her had a large padlock hanging from it. Just as she'd heard, it was unlocked and merely dangling there. What the hell is this music? I don't think there's a category for this music. Oh, now it gets into something with a beat. Oh. The girl drew in a breath. Being locked would usually mean that it was a place she shouldn't enter. Being open just meant that a staff member had forgotten to lock it, so going in was out of the question. Her curiosity piqued. She was past the point of persuasion. Her imagination ran wild, and her mind raced at the prospect of what might lie beyond the door. Did somebody just decide, you know that one song they sing in The Fifth Element? I want to make a different version of that. Because that's what this sounds like. Just for a little bit. She opened the door and saw lots of glass tanks. Several types of fish hailing from the deep seas, from football fish and oarfish to pelican eels and barrel eyes, were swimming about. Yeah, I didn't say it was a good version, it is a bad version. Why isn't this an exhibit? She thought it over, wondering why this would be in a closed-off area. Behind her, the door shut on its own. The girl spaced out, staring at the deep-sea fish swimming about. They would leap from the tank and swim in midair. The entirety of the room was the fish in their ocean. Though it was an unnatural occurrence, the girl treated it as quite normal. Yeah, that song was like they heard the song out of The Fifth Element, thought, that song really sounds neat, I want to make my own version, and completely missed anything that was good about O Fortuna. Huh, wasn't there originally a deep-sea fish booth that was shut down? And veins. She suddenly remembered. At that moment, her surroundings were dyed a deep red. The water in the tanks, the fluorescent lights, all of it was red. The girl's vision also became red. When she opened her eyes, the girl was back in her own room. It was well into the night. She couldn't remember how she had gotten home after all of that. But more importantly, she had a bad feeling about something else. It isn't red here. She became aware of how hard it was suddenly to breathe. No matter how hard she gasped, she was unable to get oxygen into her body. Like the fish who couldn't breathe anywhere but in the water, she couldn't breathe unless she was inside that red color. She was convinced. I mean, yeah, we've seen this happen before, but I think this is happening to Minato. And not our original protagonist. An impulse, she threw open the window, leaned out, and thrust a hand outside. She couldn't inhale the wind flooding her room. She could only smell its milky and pleasant scent. More, at that moment, the girl's body was tossed into the air. For a second, her body seemed to float like a fish in the sea. Her room was on the 12th floor of her apartment building. Yes, we are! We are indeed in Minato's, mind here. In her fading consciousness, the girl watched her blood flow endlessly from her body. It's red. Only then could she breathe. Now everything would be fine. The girl smiled. The full moon in the night sky smiled too. Dead. Rip. Drip, drip. The sound of falling drops. Are we finally at the original beginning? But the moon is good to us. The moon was concealed behind the clouds, and all of the lights in the town were covered in water, the sound of it the only thing left to resonate. She couldn't tell if it was hot or cold, merely that the humid air was encircling her. Drip, drip. Was I? I don't recall that at the beginning. But then again, it's been a couple of weeks. Okay, so we are back to Himeno and Mayumi. But at least now we know exactly who that was that died at the very beginning. Met her, met the creeper, her. So at least we now have met fairly fully all of the main cast. When your tears cause nuclear explosions. And when your friends melt in front of you. This game could only be improved with Spong Monkeys. Okay, and I'm pretty sure we've seen this before. I forgot he got this music. I don't remember what we... Let's just meet him with silence this time. Looking at it positively, it seems I've been posed a question, but looking at it negatively, it seems I've had a question thrust on me, so I remain silent. Hey, are you listening? I'm looking down and take out my smartphone. Surely looking unwell in a public place is likely to garner you sympathy, but having people I don't know worry about me is unpleasant, so I straighten my spine as much as I can. Is that your attempt to show me you're fine? In reality, I am causing him trouble. Well, no need to worry. I work part-time in this building, so I'm familiar with Montin. Hey, what are you doing? And yeah, here we go. We're back to where we were. We're just gonna meet with more silence. Not knowing how to respond, I stay silent. On seeing them troubled, he turns to Himeno, who has entered his field of vision. Upon doing so, Himeno interjects with a "Hey!" See, you can't trust someone who just says kind things. And let's see. I'm pretty sure this is all the same. Yeah, he's such a nice guy. I think we led with a no way last time. So this time I think we'll pass, because I don't want to pick that's fine. Just out of curiosity. Quick save on choice is on. Okay. I didn't see quick save pop up, so maybe that's not an important choice. Yeah, Mayu said she got no interest in you. Himeno's late response seems to pierce right through Hiyoshi-san. Himeno, it's not that I'm not interested, but it's not that I am either. Mayu, don't say any more than you already have. A bitter grin spreading across his face, Hiyoshi-san waves to us. Without looking back, we head for the gate for Manton Aquarium. I have a feeling that to actually get one of the endings, we're going to actually have to be nice to him, but I'm going to delay that one a while. The aquarium entrance is so dark that we can't see in front of us until we are inside. I feel the cold air on my skin. I get a sensation of something heavy causing me to rub my arm. No mark. Yeah. Skip. And the whole bit. Oh yeah, here we go. We just ran away. See, I think I've actually picked both of these before. I think I'll endure it led us to dying. I think, anyway. I wonder if Mari came this way. I'm worried about Himeno now, because I know I picked this before. I feel worried about Himeno all of a sudden. I'll go back. Upon thinking whether or not it's alright for me to just enjoy something so pretty, I reach for the door behind me. Even though we fought, Himeno and I are friends. Sharing such a lovely memory will surely help us make up quickly. I step forward, and it is at that moment... Huh? When I open the door and step through, there's no Fish of the World booth. Before I can even rationalize the scene before me, I'm pulled in by some sort of swell. Urk! Trying to figure out what's wrong, I realize I'm having trouble getting air. I really want air, so I pause for breath. My mouth fills with a fishy stench. Brine. Seawater. I know from the salty taste I've swallowed seawater. The reason I can't breathe is because all around me is ocean water. I understand that I'm in the ocean because of all the water, devoid of light. No light and no sound in the darkness. Wondering why I move my limbs. At this rate, I will drown. It hadn't been more than a minute since I got pulled out under the sea. How many seconds have passed at this point? No, that isn't it. I have to get above water. However, up to this point, there's been no light overhead, and I'm forced into an inevitable battle with my despair. I heard the sound of a mechanical bear off in the distance laughing. I frantically endure my suffocation, swimming higher and higher. Suddenly being thrown into the water had thrown off my sense of up or down, as the desire to live serves as an instinct to guide me upward. I still can't see, but I'm alright. Just like that, I seem to have answered my own question. I can feel the clothes I'm wearing become heavy. However, if I have time to shed my clothes and I have time to continue upward, my thinking is that alone. I've heard there's high pressure in the deep part of the ocean that crushes any living thing, but my body is completely fine. That means where I am at the moment shouldn't be that deep. If I swim hard enough, I should make it. I just have to hit the surface and take a deep breath. How many seconds have passed at this point? I have no sense of time whatsoever in this darkness. Even so, I know that some time has passed since I was thrown into the ocean. A minute probably passed a while ago. Here, my consciousness has begun to fade. Immediately after I see the darkness of death, a small light illuminates the tip of my nose. Because I've been swimming so frantically, I haven't noticed, but it seems as if I've gone up quite a ways. It'll be alright. The surface is close. I reach out my hand. I reach out towards that light. That is all I can do. That's because my legs won't move. No matter how frantically I try to move them, my legs won't even quiver. It feels as if something has ensnared them. It has the elasticity of a bottomless trampoline. From the tips of my toes to my rear end, that soft sensation wraps tightly around me. I want to think this is a lie. No, I have actually decided I will not believe it. That the giant octopus has wrapped itself around my legs. Its gum-like suckers are the size of the palm of my hand. I can't even imagine how large its entire body is. The light is getting further away. My eyes have already closed. For some reason, Himeno's smiling face floats before me, though it should be her angry face that I see last. Just like that, I'm in darkness. As much as it is tightened up, my legs have lost all feeling. No wonder, my legs are no longer what they once were. With the depletion of my oxygen supply, my brain has already changed into a machine for merely processing my situation. Within the darkness, it dispassionately communicates my non-existent will to my four limbs, which have lost all sensation. It won't be long before the only thing I can sense is darkness. That's because I've already become part of that darkness. This a new ending? Into the silent abyss. We stared too long, and it finally stared back. So no new form, apparently. Sadly, we do not become another jellyfish there. Okay. I know we've seen this before. And I made both these choices before. I remember that. This one, she slipped and just got stung by 50 bazillion jellyfish. This is one where Creeper-san, saves her. And once again, it gives us such a great variety of choice. Okay, let's see. Which one did we do? I think we did Let's Wait, or Please Wait, I'll Go last time, didn't we? I do not remember. Let's actually do a save here, just in case I pick the wrong one. A phenomenon. Getting sideways of the plot kills you. Yes. Let's see. Please, Hiyoshi-san. Please, Hiyoshi-san. Trusting in his masculine appearance, I bow deeply. In reality, it was as Hiyoshi-san had said. I had very little stamina to begin with, and now fatigue was building up inside of me. I'm just a dainty little girl written by a man. Deciding to stay standing up was good, as those heavy legs of mine were proof of. As for things with Himeno, it would be best to talk to them through later. If we talked them over in this tense state, we would probably just get into another argument. Hiyoshi-san might even serve as our mediator. As we expected in this gloomy building, he didn't have to walk far before he disappeared. The sound of his gradually fading footsteps had also disappeared. The only thing I could hear nearby was my own breathing. That's why that high, roaring scream pierced right through my eardrums. Yeah! It was a scream that seemed to have echoed through every corridor. No, in and out of the whole building. It wasn't just someone shouting, but someone crying out as if splitting apart their throat. I'm pretty sure we did this before. At the sense of impending danger that voice bore, my own throat began to tighten. That scream. The voice wasn't merely familiar. It was the voice of Hiyoshi-san, who had been right in front of me just 1 minute earlier. At that single loud scream, I could no longer hear his voice. Hiyoshi-san? I quickly stand up, running to the source of the scream. Yeah, we did this. Hang on. Let's see what happens if we go. I couldn't remember which one I picked. Sorry. Please wait, I'll go. Somehow moving my heavy legs, I follow behind Hiyoshi-san. It would have been easier to leave it to Hiyoshi-san. However, Himeno is my best friend. If I can't believe we had fought, that reality can't be changed, so I want to go get her. Since the souvenir shop is near the entrance, Hiyoshi-san heads toward the closest tunnel tank. If Himeno is still in the building, then we need to look everywhere for her. I'm able to catch up with Hiyoshi-san before he enters the tunnel. I'm going too. Huh? Mayu-chan, I told you to wait for me. I can't do that because Himeno is my friend. On hearing what I said, Hiyoshi-san gives me a patronizing look while grinning at me. Looking into the tunnel from the outside, I realized it hadn't changed from the mountain aquarium I'd seen earlier that day. Large fish like manta rays and sharks swim about. This is the tunnel tank. If you two went in order earlier, then shouldn't we start with the first exhibit? I nod as what Hiyoshi-san said is right. He adds, right, and walks on. I notice something there and pull him back. Look, over there, I say as I point to an area nearby that's visible from the entrance. As the silhouette becomes clearer on close observation, I become frightened. Something hops freely from side to side. It bounces about the tunnel numerous times and stops itself. Then again, let's skip ahead to see what this leads us to. Really? Okay, I'm gonna have to reload that save. My own way, apparently. Don't tell me that save is corrupted. Yeah, by better look, we mean crash the game. I'm not doing anything special with this game. I'm just running it straight out. Okay, let's see what skipping ahead here gets us. Oh, that's Decapitation 1. Okay, we got that. That's why it looked familiar. Okay. Yeah, it hates me because of jokes, apparently. It's getting back at me for making fun of the writing. Okay. Now we can skip to this. Fish aren't creatures that can hop up and down around a room like that. Some of them are. We should take a better look. We should get a better look. After waiting near the entrance for several seconds, a fish resembling a cutlass fish bounces around the tunnel, then flops down on the floor, causing the amount of fish corpses on the floor to increase. The gathering of numerous fish scales reflects a fluorescent black light back like a kaleidoscope. Though it is the same as fluorescent lighting, the light reflected back is vivid, putting the sensation of the scale's slipperiness in my mind. Ugh, that's pretty creepy. Yoshi-san's lips curl up in disgust as he grumbles. I also thought it was creepy, but compared to the rotten corpse I had seen earlier, that was as far back as I allowed my memory to go. Could that be? In contrast to Yoshi-san, who had averted his eyes, I just continued to stare and was able to pick up on something. Those fish hopping around, they're coming from below, from that place that looks like a vent. From the beginning of the tunnel, the fish hop up intermittently. Doesn't appear as if they are going to stop, but the new fish popping up after a fixed interval of time passes. The fish... Stop at stream. Stop at bitrate. The fish mechanically shoot out of the vent, the ricochet about the tunnel at high speed, and then finally, their vigor exhausted, die as they land in a pile on the floor. At the moment they fall, the fish's long, narrow bodies wriggle like snakes. They collide with the other fish as they cease moving, the next fish hopping to its death in the same manner. They are. Good eye, Mayu-chan. And I think I've actually seen this before. So, let's go back to the menu. Let's go back to load. See if it dies again. No, okay. So we need to make, yeah, the bit rate has gone a bit fishy. Yes, it has. And we have a fish cannon, yes. So let's just head inside and see if that leads us to a death this time. At any rate, let's head inside. I suggest to him. Guess we should. It would be good to look at something like... Oh yeah, good, death. I never got to hear the rest of what he was going to say. Huh? It all took place in a matter of seconds, leaving me unable to make sense of what had happened. However, I gradually realized what was unfolding before my eyes. From Hiyoshi-san's neck up, I could see through to the tank. I didn't understand what I was seeing. In other words, his head was no longer where it should have been. Having lost a piece of himself so valuable to the human body, he collapsed slowly on the spot. From there, he never moved again. Soaking up the blue lighting, his reddish-black blood spread across the floor. Is this just Decapitation 1 again? I think this is just Decapitation 1 again. I guess it's exactly the same. It's the same as Decapitation 1. Dang it. I mean, granted, yeah, that's another ending, but it's still the exact same as Decapitation 1. Well, apparently I'm getting them. I imagine these are all come in order. Anyway. And Hiyoshi-san is going to go insane now. Just a slightly different... I guess it's just tiny amounts of difference. I guess now we need to die a couple of times at this guy's hands, huh? Hiyoshi-san, what's wrong? Please come back! Even after what he's done to me, I still resist using violence against Hiyoshi-san. Of course, I take into account that my strength would be no match for his. More than anything, he had saved me at the jellyfish booth. The one who saved my life, my only thought is that I have to save him. Yeah! Hiyoshi-san, calm down. It's alright, it's alright. You all! Ouch! Ignoring my attempt to calm him, his large arm tenses, shooting out towards my leg. This is bad. At this rate... Hiyoshi-san! Even so, I want to save him. This isn't something that comes from some sense of duty or ethics. Just for myself, I want to save him. You all! After you won't even! As he scales my body, I somehow keep him from grabbing both legs. Thanks to the fact that he's distracted, I'm somehow able to get through the moment without being grabbed. You won't even? Hiyoshi-san, what exactly do you... You all won't look at me! His words get caught up in my chest. He won't look at me. This thought seems to have been etched into his deranged mind. However, denial comes first in my mind before any question. That's not true, because if I weren't looking at you, I wouldn't be thinking that I want to help you now, would I? You... Ooh. Hiyoshi-san! Hiyoshi! I call his name. No, it isn't enough. So... Shinji! There's a joke to be made here. Shinji-san! Having been called by his name, the hand reaching toward me slowly lowers. Although the hand clutching my leg does not loosen, it is correct to say that he has stopped. Yeah. Huh? Me, please look at me! Yeah! Having suddenly broken his silence, Hiyoshi-san grabs onto my right leg with both hands. He pulls me toward himself with a strength that feels as though it could rip my leg apart, scraping the floor and coming closer to me as I resist. No, please stop! Me! I want you all! You all too! Ow, it hurts! It hurts! Grabbing tight onto my buttocks, thanks to that, he bites at me with the same vigor he attacked my leg. Oh great, he's gonna eat her. With a sensation as if I'm been pricked by a single needle, my skin bristles in sync with the flow of my blood. All four of his sharpened cuspids pierce my flesh. He turned into a vampire! Biting into me little by little, penetrating my skin, viscous red liquid runs down along the contours of my buttocks. Let me go! All the same! No, get away from me! You two! No, no! His white teeth are dyed red with my blood. Once his cuspids are completely covered in red, a satisfied expression appears on his face, and he removes the teeth he pierced me with. Kiyoshi-san wipes away the blood trickling down my butt with his tongue. That's not wiping! The sliding sensation creeps up my inner thigh, causing a tickling sensation in addition to my own disgust. That's it! This is good! That reaction! Oh no, no! With a look of ecstasy on his face, he stares down at me. The hand clutching my leg is let go, but my whole body has gone limp. I become aware that the area around the room is gradually going numb. It's similar to the feeling of that receiving anesthesia at the hospital. Even though I want to move, even though I want to run, my body won't listen to a thing I say. This is all you're good for! Please, stop. If you won't look at me, I'll do this, even if it's bad, in exchange. And then stop. Yeah! Before I realize it, I've lost consciousness. Whether loss of blood was the cause or my heart, there's no one around to tell me the answer. Floating in darkness, I can no longer see. My eyes refuse to open. That's because this is, so to speak, the end of me. Misguided. Floating in a tank this time too? Yep, just floating in a tank. Man, Misguided's all the way down there. Huh. I guess these aren't just gotten in order then. Okay. Where do we pick up from? You are language. You are kanji. Yeah, there are many better names you could probably have for that ending. See if it changes any. Okay, yeah, that looks all the same. Yep, that's the same. Okay, let's call him by his right name. Kinji-san. Having been called by his name, it slowly lowers, then the hand clutch my leg does not loosen. Correct, say stopped. Kinji-san, it's all right now. I'm looking right at you. For some time, this serene period continues to permeate my entire being. Unable to relieve the tension, I stare at the suspended Hiyoshi-san. Is that so, big cyst? Suddenly, the voice passes through my brain, piercing the silence. Then it just as suddenly cuts off. I kinda guessed we were locked into a new path now, that Yoshi isn't dead or completely insane. What? That you, Mayu-chan? Kenji-san. Huh, just now for a second. Mari's voice. I started to say, then shut my mouth. I get the feeling that her voice is reverberated down this passageway, but Mari is nowhere in sight. Maybe it's just an auditory hallucination like the one from when we came in. Yeah, we would have had to kick him in the face to stay on the old path, wouldn't we? So the question is, do you guys want to see the new path, or do we want to go down all the old choices on the old path and then come back to this one later? Because I do have the save spot that's not too far away from the kick him in the face bit. Okay. So just for, we will save this in spot 10. So we can just come right back here, rather than go through all that again. And then better look. I wonder if shaking off his right hand has anything new to it. Let's do this. Just in case. I have to get his hand loose. As I try to loosen the hand clutching my leg, he frantically pushes me off. As if pushing against a rock, his hand remains unperturbed. No way. Even giving those words form can't change reality. No good. Gah! As he lets out a groan, Yoshi's left hand reaches for me. His movements are slow, but his fingers are moving in my direction. Hurry! I have to hurry and get him off of me! As before, Yoshi-san's hand won't move. It has an uncanny strength. Even trying to loosen his fingers one by one, my strength is no match for his. What should I do? And I realize I'm concentrating too hard on my left leg. He's latched onto my right leg with that same strength. What? Having grabbed onto both my legs, I have no room to put up a fight, and am pulled in closer to him. His bloodshot face appears right before my eyes. His pupils are split in opposite directions, much like a fish's eyes. It's not represented in the artwork, but trust me, it happened. So, very well, you all will. What comes from Yoshi-san's mouth are not words. Without realizing, I've stopped listening to him. Ow! He's definitely splitting apart my legs with all his strength. An intense pain shoots through me as if my leg is being torn off at the hip. Even as I try to escape, my legs will not move at all. On account of me lifting me by my legs, my torso goes limp as if hanging in midair. No, Yoshi-san! The stenches, Ruka, Nikki, either one is fine. Ooh. Oh God. My words suddenly no longer reach him, but that is for the best. I can no longer hear his words either. When I open my eyes, Yoshi-san is no longer there. Thank God they didn't push on with that one. Moreover, I no longer care about him. Losing consciousness was surely to prevent my mind from going all to pieces. Really, what a useless effort. Seeing as how my body has already gone all to pieces. The tragedy of helplessness. So she literally got torn limb from limb by the ghoul. Okay. Instead of just eaten, she got torn limb from limb. Okay, so now we need to kick him. A lot. And we've done this before. Okay. Since Himeno has her map, this is definitely going to come in handy. I believe we picked Read a Little More last time, so we'll just keep going. I closed the guidebook with the slam. Other than the map, the rest is just information introducing the aquarium. It doesn't seem as if it will be of any use. I want to read through this later. But I don't want to part with the guidebook. I detach the map from it. Not knowing what might happen, I come to the conclusion that I don't want to carry anything bulky. Okay. Suppressing my desire to sit down and read it, I return the guidebook to the seat. Staff room, there might be someone there. And the whole bit. We know what stay with her leads. So let's make sure that we come to the same spot here. Bits of trivia about fish on display. Yeah, that's the one we did before. Okay. I remember that whole talking about the Pikariku. Besides, we get to kick him more often. And we know that that is the nematode ending. And we hit the chapter break. That we can't skip. And I believe I thought New Route would automatically kill us last time. So let's go back the way we came. Yoshi-san's probably in the staff passage I came through earlier, but it shouldn't be a danger I cannot overcome. If I can run past him in one shot, surely it will all be okay. Hello? I open the door carefully with a soft ka-chack. It's at that moment. Yeah! Yeah! A sharp pain runs up from the base of my neck. Whatever bit my neck knocks me to the ground. No, not good. Yeah! Yeah! With each bite, the area around my neck makes a squelching sound. The cold stench of iron and the smell of blood. It's the smell of my blood and the saliva of whatever doing this to me mixing together. Choked up by the stench, I realize the air filling my mouth is hitting the bottom of my chin. Breath from my own mouth shouldn't reach the bottom of my chin. The inconsistency here is because that breath is being vented from an air hole that is open in my neck. Well, that's useful. I mean, you got an extra air hole now. My voice isn't a voice anymore. It is nothing more than the sound of air escaping as, unable to offer resistance, my body is overrun by that something. Yeah! 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 There's no pain. All I can feel is the gradual depletion of my own flesh. That something's head bobs up for a second. It's someone I know, the face of a man I know. Before long, everything is engulfed in silence. Surely, this is my death. Being eaten by the one who saved my life, Hiyoshi-san. It is merely my tiny death and nothing more. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Irrational. That's actually not a bad name for that ending. Because we had to make a really bad choice to do that. Yeah, you wanted more Kiki, I wanted more Kiki, but he was a little bit too fast. Just a tiny little death, yes. Can't we have seen this? We ain't got time for you this time. Sorry. No, I can't worry about that right now. I avert my eyes from the girl and the orca, backing against the wall as much as possible. Against the wall, I stealthily moved on, a step at a time. I'm sorry for the girl, but I have no time to waste right now. I have to help Himeno as quickly as possible. Trying to make no noise, I head cautiously for the exit of the passage. Ugh. The orca do not approve. With several meters remaining, my ears suddenly begin to ring. Huh? What? I'm spinning round and round. Like a record, baby. Immediately after, I lose the ability to stand. Baffled at the suddenness of what is happening, I collapse on the spot. No. Why? Since it isn't as though anyone will answer, I struggle to pull myself up. Getting a grasp on the floor is as impossible as trying to grab a bubble. My vision is spinning, leaving me unable to grasp whether the floor is the wall or the wall is the floor. Gradually, breathing begins to feel difficult. I can't breathe. I can't get enough oxygen. Yes, it could be one of the SCP. Before I know it, I'm in the ocean. I struggle to right myself in this unchanging ocean with no up or down. If there's no ground, that means it's impossible to do something like stand. When the orca hunt, they fire off ultrasonic waves. This causes their prey to lose a sense of equilibrium in their semicircular canals. Long ago, I heard that somewhere, so it's already too late. I am prey, merely bait for a predator to feed on. Becoming their focus for a sec before I realize it, 3 orcas swimming around me. Having no sense of equilibrium, there's no way I can tell which orca is to the left of me and which is to the right. Yeah, the music does tend to lose its intensity the longer it goes on. Adjacent to my spinning vision is a dark, brownish red clump. The deep red liquid flowing from that clump blends with the seawater. Yeah, SCP, probably one of the most popular variants of SCP involved a staircase. It's probably the one that got best known. SCP is basically creepypasta. but they kind of made it like an organization that catalogs creepypasta. Yeah, go look it up if you don't know it. God. Whether I flee or not, my fate has been decided. Within this ocean where I cannot see the bottom, I await the same conclusion as that piece of meat. With me chosen as our next target, I will be eaten by those orca. The tips of those tapered teeth sink into my skin. Being torn apart is just as is explained in reference books, with the orca taking my arm completely off. No scream will come out. That's because my voice dissolves into the water. That distinct pain detaches me from reality. But I still haven't eaten ice cream with Himeno. These words appear vaguely out of place in my wavering consciousness. I can think of nothing but saving Himeno. So I'm sure she'll be happy. A neck smashed by... That seems more appropriate for the other endings we just got. That doesn't seem as appropriate for this ending as it does the last couple of endings. Especially the last one. Yeah, ice cream with Himeno is very important. So some of these are going straight down the line, but Misguided there just appears on the bottom row for some reason. Huh. So, let's save her. We tried the others. No, wait, we didn't try fire extinguisher, did we? I don't remember if we tried the others. We'll find out. There's a fire extinguisher. At the edge of the room, I discover a fire extinguisher. If I can attract their attention with this. And somehow, while the orca is distracted, I would need to get away. I pull the yellow pin from the fire extinguisher and point the hose at the orca. Ah! In time with my shout, I pulled the nozzle of the fire extinguisher with everything I have. At that moment, white smoke sprays out. Hidden in the smoke, the orca's forms immediately vanish. Take this opportunity and run for it! I shout, leaving the fire extinguisher on the ground. I then run for the exit. Huh? It's only a second later I feel something strike my back. It's so hard it's incomparable to bumping into people in town. I pitch forward and fall. No! Yeah! That scream is involuntary. Little by little, the area around my neck starts to hurt, and I scream once more. My breath grows light. Air's blowing out of the hole that is open to my neck. Again with the neck holes, man. After a while, my screams will not even come out anymore. An orca's right in front of me. The 3 orca that had been with that girl, and one more, was right where I'd been heading. It's useless to wonder about where it came from. With the orca swimming in air, the concept of space itself has become more than ambiguous. My body's overrun with the orca's small, sharp teeth. Urgh. I try to raise my voice, but realize my mouth is full of seawater. Before I figure out what's going on, I'm in the ocean. The blood exiting from my body gradually flows upward. I'm not just in the ocean, but it seems I'm in the deep part of it. As I try to fill my chest with air, water flows into my lungs from that hole in my neck. My body will likely return to the sea. As I think this, my body, which has taken on buoyancy, seems as if it belongs to someone else. Yes, you are dead. Being too kind-hearted is mere foolishness. Well, I'm in a hurry. I have something I have to do. And we unlock the yellow achievement. Melting. Melting? Really? We're going to call that ending melting? That doesn't seem right. Seems like that should have been, teeth in the neck ending. But what do I know? At any rate, I have to get her away from the orca. What? It was only a second later that I feel something strike my back. It hit so hard, it's incomparable to bumping into people in town. I pitch forward and fall. No! Kya! That scream is involuntary. Little by little, blah blah blah. Okay, same. Oh, we can't skip. The three orca that had been with that girl on Moors are we've been heading. It's useless to wonder about where it came from. With the orca swimming in the air, the concept of fate itself has become more than ambiguous. Why can I not skip this? I don't know. The blood exiting from my body gradually flows upward. I'm not just in the ocean, but it seems I'm in a deep part of it. As I try to feel my chest with air, water flows into my lungs from the hole in my neck. My body will likely return to the sea. As I think this, my body, which is taken on buoyancy, seems to belong to someone else. Yes, you too. All this for a bit of added dialogue, I guess. Before my eyes is one solitary red eyeball. Let's both curse this aquarium. Who's that? From someplace up high, I'm following a pink shadow. It's moving. It's moving beneath me. Mayu? Where are you? So the game actually won't let you skip text you haven't seen? I was worried about that. I see, she's alive. If so, then I need to bring her with me into this malevolent aquarium. Chains of Descent. Great, now we're going to curse Himeno and she will be with us forever. That's a good ending. Forever together with Himeno as a jellyfish in the aquarium. That is actually something they planned for. Good to know. Good to know. So if I hover over skip and it's got the crossed out Ghostbusters sign, then I know I haven't seen it before. That is good. Okay. We become evil spirits way too often. And I've seen all three of these because I was curious. These two gave me the same ending. And I think I said, come with me if you want to live last time. We'll go together. There's no need. I don't want to run away from this place. So that actually was a completely meaningless choice, apparently. Let's see, last time I picked Save Mari. So because it is possible to save Himeno, I wonder if this leads you down a different path. Amaranthi, do you know if this leads you down a different path? Or is it just or is the same path with a slightly different ending? Or is it a death? Yes to what? Yeah, there have to be at least 3 branches. One of them is apparently back with Kinji. Pick Himeno? Okay. That's right, I will save Himeno. I won't just say that she can probably be saved. Within this aquarium, I have to be determined. That girl had steeled herself because she had no doubts. She seemed strong. I'll move on. Saying this, I reached for the door of the staff room. That was definitely the first time we switched seats in 7th grade. Okay. New text! Hey, at least we're not Kara. And before we continue on, I need to refill my drink and clear out my nasal cavity there because it's starting to get raspy. I will be right back. No, I gotta agree, I cannot call this game good, but it is definitely amusing for all the wrong reasons. Definitely amusing for so many wrong reasons. Anyway. Okay, who will I sit next to? Nakabe? Nakabe-san, was it? It's Nakanobi. When I first entered junior high, I didn't really make an effort to talk to any of my classmates, so I had no friends. Even now, I have anxiety about talking to people I don't know, but it pales in comparison to the way I was the year before last. During free time, I would read books in a corner of the classroom. During lunchtime, I would slowly eat my lunch alone. That was how it was every day. I knew how to keep myself occupied. Ah, sorry. By the way, Nakanobi-san, do you have low blood pressure? No, not really. Huh, well, I'm your neighbor now. Let's get to know each other. Low blood pressure. Low blood pressure is where you go for casual conversation? That's like... what? I mean, I know Japan has a very big thing about blood types determining personality and all that, but I don't recall blood pressure being a part of it. Himeno was the last one in the row closest to the window, and I was next to her. Himeno ended up with no one else to talk to, so she did all she could to talk to me. Or at least that's how I saw it. And see, I would imagine this game's story is actually a whole lot better in the original Japanese. And the translators have really screwed it up royally in places. But that makes this absolutely hilarious at times. At least to me. Ah, Mayu, your lunch is ground steak with cheese inside. I just love it. Let me have a little. That actually does sound good. A cheeseburger with the cheese on the inside of the burger? That sounds really good. Oh, my side dish. That's a side dish? Really? Huh. Okay, I'll give you the pork from my yakisoba bread, Mayu. No thanks. Jeez, quit being so picky, Mayu. Mayu? Yeah, Mayu. You're Mayumi-chan, right? So I thought I should call you Mayu. You remember my name? The This exchange took place 2 days after our seats changed. I still hadn't opened my heart to Himeno after 2 days. Who could expect me to, really? Undaunted by my curt manner, Himeno would do things like reach for my box lunch. Up to that point, I'd never told her my first name, but Himeno called me Mayu. After that day, something changed. I would initiate conversation with Himeno, and even after that semester and the next seat change, Himeno would bring her lunch over and eat with me at my desk. Yeah, let's get to know each other. Get to know each other. Are you up to date on your immunizations? Before I realized it, Himeno and I had become friends. The first time Himeno and I ever argued was in the summer. Should we see a documentary or a horror movie? It was a trivial matter, but it was important to us. After that, Himeno and I fought numerous times, but we made up just as many. Every time it rains, the ground hardens. Himeno, I muttered to myself. Even with today's argument, we made up. There was nothing else more important than Tamagawa Himeno, my one and only best friend. Are you diabetic? How's your insulin level? That's a casual conversation opener right there. My best friend. Yes, that's right. No matter what, I will protect her. And thus ends the chapter. After I leave the staff room and walk for a bit, the entrance gate appears in my line of sight. I exit into a different place from the staff passageway I entered with Hiyoshi-san. This aquarium has more back passages than I thought. Thinking it over, I've walked almost the entire aquarium. The only places I haven't visited are places for authorized personnel only, and the closed-off deep-sea fish booth. Diagonally across from this area is apparently an authorized personnel only space, the director's office, reachable by going beyond the Fish of the World booth. There's a map for authorized personnel to use hanging on the door to the staff room. If I head out from the tunnel tank, I can make something of a shortcut, but I'm still afraid of the flying cutlass fish. Going through the door will probably cause the state of things to change. I can't handle things getting as bad as the tank pranking or something like that again. If that's the case, I'll have to go by the jellyfish booth. Now, we've seen this. Yes, we have. Okay, we tried this before and ended up dying like, what's-her-face at the very beginning. You're mean. Don't expect me to take care of you. I'm making the best choice. Anyway, if you die in there, your friend dies too, so make sure to come back. You don't need to say that. I've already made up my mind to go. Well, I'll wait for you without worry. Okay. Time for frogs. Quietly, I open the door to the souvenir shop. The door closes on its own. Can we skip this? Yes, we can. If you die in the game, you die in real life. So does your friend. See, I'm pretty sure we called him Hiyoshi-san. And frogs. On that moment, I falter, and I think I picked run straight through last time. I can't. It's no laughing matter if I fall, so I'll go that way. Yep, I picked that. This is the right one. Do you doubt me? Huh? You get that you don't have time for that, right? girl speaks in a cold voice and closes the door. As if recognizing my suddenly slowed heartbeat, the rain stops. The sprinklers have been turned off. What? No words will come out. Even as I come to understand my circumstances, I cannot say anything. Croak, croak, croak. Goo-ah, goo-ah, goo-ah. Kee, kee, kee. The frog's caning continues. As they hop freely about, they spray liquid all over. Ah! Frightened, I kick the bright red frog with my feet into the air. He's crushed with a splat, his venom wetting the tips of my shoes. I didn't notice this before, but she has a gigantic big toe. That is a massive big toe sticking out of that sandal. How do artists draw feet? Hot! I scream this word reflexively. Actually, ouch would probably fit better than hot. Shaking, I look down at my feet. My right big toenail is slowly melting away. Ah! It's a special ability to gender frogs at a glance. Spray rising from my foot so high scatters about, some of it getting in my left eye. My vision fades in sync with the intense pain. Croak, croak, croak. Goo-ah, goo-ah, goo-ah. Kee, kee, kee. The stench of acid grows stronger once more. I have to get to the door. Enduring the pain, I take a step. I crush several frogs, leaving the sensation of slippery meat. The fluids that scatter about strike me around the knees. As I take my second step, I lose my balance. I can't balance on the leg that is melted. It doesn't hurt. Why? I quickly get my answer. My nerves have already been paralyzed. As I can't feel the pain, at least not the intense pain in my flesh melting. I laugh naturally. Even though my body has begun to deteriorate, I feel no agonizing pain. Strange. In my fading consciousness, I keep thinking that I should at least try to laugh. The madness that follows indecision. We melted and became one with the frogs. Laughter's the best medicine. That would just heal her up, wouldn't it? Now let's see, we are in the tank. We are in the room with the floating heads and tanks here. And now go back, seems right. At any rate, I should pull back and get into a good position to look at all the floating heads in the tanks. I should open and close the door numerous times in order to create a safer environment. My feet unsteady, I swiftly dodge and retrace my steps. One step at a time, feeling as if I'm walking on bubbles, I inch with certainty closer towards the door. Alright! Finally, I succeed in reaching for the door. Just like this! I throw open the door right away. Huh? At that moment, I'm swallowed up in darkness. Whether it's darkness or water, at any rate, there's definitely no light. Plop. Something touches my back with a wet sensation. Before long, it spreads throughout my body. What? Without thinking, I spin around. Before me are a large number of fish. They say that fish with human faces swim about. I'm reminded of Himeno's words. That's right, human-faced fish. Just like the faces I saw at the jellyfish booth, these were attached to the fish approaching me. I'm an idiot. Not saying a word. If I go through the door, the time axis will change. If I do that, the way I came also changes. I have no idea whether or not it'll be safe. Regardless, to avoid the immediate terror, I vigorously leap forward. Fish are biting off my clothes. They're fish. Yes, fish. Apparently with a taste for polyester, and not flesh. No matter how much their white teeth are like humans, and no matter how much their teeth are arranged like humans, they're all fish. So, it'll be fine. Before I realize it, the clothes enveloping me are disappearing. Blood leaks from the places I've been bitten by those large teeth. Thank you, game. Look, red water. The blood flowing out of my body mixes with the red ocean. And then they become one. Me in this bright red world. A coward's end. Yeah, it seems to me they mislabeled quite a few of these endings. Yeah, just suddenly, hey look, red water. Okay, last time we just observed. I attempt to leave my safe place, but I cannot find a break in the wall. There should be a door here somewhere. Even as I think this, I cannot find a doorknob in the darkness. As I keep my eyes on the both of them, I decide to search the area connected to the Fish of the World booth. Their quarrel continues, the girl using hand gestures to get Saganuma-san's attention. In contrast, she merely looks down on the girl. From my perspective as an outsider, it doesn't look like she's even paying attention. What could have happened? What in the world could have happened to bring them to such a climax? Though I have many questions, it's unlikely that I'll get any answers. A sad expression appears on the girl's face for a moment, but then she looks away from Saganuma-san. At almost the same time, the composure leaves Saganuma-san's face. She creases her brow and opens her eyes wide, her nose twitching. Oh, what did you link? Yeah, that's about right. Yep, something like that. There we go. Okay. Something has touched a nerve, getting her attention. Even without sound, that much is clear to me. Huh? But wait! Without thinking about it, I pound on the wall. However, this didn't cause so much as a ripple, leaving me cut off from the two of them. And that didn't change anything. She still dies. Did I take Mari's hand last time? Probably not, but we gotta take it anyway, just in case. Not Mari is guiding us. I squeeze Mari's hand tight. For a moment, my vision becomes ultramarine. Huh? Without knowing why, I can no longer breathe. Like the ones I've experienced numerous times, it's one of the phenomena that happens at this aquarium. This isn't a situation that I can analyze calmly. Somehow I have to get out of here. As I think this, I flail my arms and legs about. My body's no longer standing on the floor of the aquarium. I'm in the ocean or a lake, some type of body of water. Mari, where's Mari? Turning around and around, I search for her. How? I soon find Mari. Her eyes are wide open, and she floats about lifelessly. Huh? In the depths of my heart, I feel as if I'm falling into despair. Just like the girl who was murdered, Mari is dead. She's dead. No! When I scream, I spew out the last of my oxygen, causing it to bubble in the water. At the base of Mari's throat, there are red scars. Mari didn't just drown to death. Mari was... Even as I realize this, I'm losing consciousness. I have a feeling we've seen this before. Bright red. This place is a world of bright red. Within this bright red world, I wait for someone to come visit me. You've come! Yes, that's right. Someone's gotten lost. Find if the person is still living, we have to retrieve their soul. In that way, we maintain this deep red world. Yeah, we saw this before. Yeah, that's a Blessed Form 1. Let's see, did I already do this? There's a good chance I already did this. So basically, every now and then it gives you the same exact ending, just picked from a different point, and calls it a separate ending. So I think from here on out I made mostly right choices. Mostly by accident, but mostly right choices. And we skip past there, and we didn't have a choice here. This was where I broke the game the first time. So we're in the director's office. Things go really, really bad. We can try to leave the room or stick around. I'm pretty sure I stuck around last time, so let's leave. As I fumble about, my body slowly begins to float in the air. This place is already filled with wavering water. Trying to control my body? Yeah. I reach for the door of the director's office. I have to get out at once. At this rate, I need to pull myself together in a safe place. My fingertip somehow touches the door. I grab the doorknob, and I can't move it. The one-way in and out won't budge. Hurt! I cough up the remaining oxygen in my lungs in shock when the door refuses to open. My body is nonchalantly overcome with the sensation of floating. Just like that, I lose consciousness. The world is red again. This is... No longer being of this world, I become aware of something strange. Then my soul is pulled into a large container. Oh God, the Ghostbusters happened! Deep red emotions. It isn't just me, but numerous souls, dominated by malice. Now I no longer have my original form, instead becoming nothing more than one part of a whole, molding into a colony. It's all over now. The me that was me is finished. Amongst the Gears 1. Fair enough. How many do we have left to get? 8, 9, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 more bad endings to go. See, we stuck around last time to get to the point. And let's see, the director's accident was what I chose last time because that was the obvious choice. About Mari? No. There's no mistaking that Mari's disappearance is related to Monson Aquarium, but that isn't what I need right now. The director's accidental death was caused by the error in the deep-sea fish booth that also caused all those other deaths. Either way, what if it wasn't an accident? What if the whole thing was targeted at someone? I can see what caused the closing down of Monson Aquarium. The bitter incident against the one who killed them. In other words, regret and a grudge! So let's see. We had to reach for many things here. I'm pretty sure I reached for my pocket last time. Did I reach for my pocket or the desk? I don't know. Let's reach for the door again. Let's see if that works. My own body is floating in air. This place is already filled with wavering water. Trying to control my body, I reach for the door of the director's office. I have to get out at once. At this rate, I need to pull myself together in a safe place. My fingertip somehow touches the door. Grab the doorknob and I can't move it. That's Amongst the Gears 3. I know we need to reach for... I know we need to reach in our pocket for the keychain, but... Let's go for the bookshelf! Something on the bookshelf. Hoping against hope, I try to control my wobbling body and reach out my hand. I touch the books. Something. Anything would be good. I search for something to help me overcome the situation. Not business administration, not architecture. Those aren't the kinds of books I need. Yeah. During this time, air slips from my nose in the form of bubbles. However, I'm still okay. I plug up my nose with my left hand and search the bookshelf with my right. Heavy books, thick books, I fling them all over the shelf. The books float for a second in the water, then sink right away. Man! People of Mist are going to be absolutely angry with us here. Once a book falls, I put it out of my mind. What I'm looking for is a clue to get through this place. Yeah. Air's leaving my body. I don't watch the bubbles as they float up. It's not just bubbles, but the equivalent of my life. Watching it vanish could really shatter my mind. If I have even a hint, I'll be fine. To address the director, a hint is all. Then a ray of hope appears for a brief second. Just as I think my air supply won't last any longer, a piece of paper that had been lodged in a book passes before my eyes. On top of the paper are 2 silhouettes. An adult and a child, a man and a girl, a faded photograph. One of them is a man past middle age, wearing an impeccable suit. The colors of the clothing are the same as Saganama Riko's. I'm convinced that this is the director. That's right! Act! Having relaxed for a second, the corners of my mouth loosen as well. The bubble that leaves my mouth starts to flow in the water. That slight current of water lifts the photograph towards the water's surface. Wait! I can no longer continue breathing. That picture was my last clue, my chance to speak with the resounding voice of the director. I chase the picture, swimming higher and higher. Assisted by the buoyancy supporting my body, swimming up is easy. The picture is higher and higher still. With my right arm stretched out, I follow the picture towards the surface, as high as it can go. Huh? Was the room always this big? Unable to sense the ceiling, I just keep going up through the water. The picture is very far away, disappearing as it goes higher and higher. Huh? What was it with that picture in the first place? My vision is nothing but deepest blue, my previous focus no longer visible. Huh? Is this enough? I should need oxygen. But right now I don't feel the slightest pain from being unable to breathe. Melting into the blue, my consciousness is freed. That's right, long ago I became a part of the wavering water's flow. Where did I begin and where do I end? Only the things I think are keeping me connected. That too will end. It's mysterious, or so that's how I feel. Do we get another shot of Himeno? You and me? There's no difference between us. We are but one larger flow. The things we can feel are larger than we could ever imagine. Something is here. Carrying with it is something I've lost. Some sort of form has come. There's amongst the years too. So let's see. Didn't I reach on top of the desk last time? Is that actually what I did? You get the picture that was sitting there? I mean, we know the trinket in her pocket is what is actually something too. So let's try that. Let's reach for my pockets. Okay, we haven't seen this before. That's good. My own body has taken on buoyancy and is floating around. This entire room is now underwater. It doesn't just have water in it, but is in water. As I try to control my wavering body, I search my pocket. My fingers feel something, and I pull it out. It is the keychain with the starfish charm. A sticker photo is attached to the back. Director, if you can hear me from somewhere, watch this! And now we can skip and get to Ghost People. Ghost Phoenix right there. Let's see, last time we headed straight for the deep sea fish booth. This time we're actually going to delay. And I think this may kill us. I've run all over Mountain Aquarium, returning to the stage. Having reached the shed on the edge, I caress Himeno's form as she lies on her back. She's alive. For that alone, I'm incredibly happy. Are you okay? What do you think? Her face red and feverish. Himeno seems to be suffering. There seems to be some change. She's no longer spewing out the parasites that were consuming her body. Could it have stopped? The parasite's strange propagation and assault. Maybe they were linked to the grudge of Mountain Aquarium. Now the director has crossed over, maybe the so-called curse has vanished as well. In other words, at this point, Himeno has been freed from this absurdity. Now all that's left is to get her out of here, take her to the hospital, get her on an IV, and restore her strength. In that order. Let's go. Let's get going. I can't carry you on my own. Physically, there's little I can do. At times like this, I regret my own lack of motor skills. I glance around the room, looking for something that can help. This is it! There's a hand truck for moving boxes. They probably have large tools and such on hand for the shows. I can do it. With this, we can make it! I call out to the suffering Himeno many times. I bring the hand truck over to Himeno and somehow set her on top of it. From there, I get a vigorous start. We charge through a route with few ups and downs, heading for the gate. The hand truck is slicker than I expected, so I push it with all my might. It's only been a 5-minute dash. Having reached the finish line unharmed, I stand completely still before several turnstiles, one right next to the other. This I will actually give her a slight pass on, because this is someone that's larger than her, and she's not exactly, a weightlifter by any means. So I would give her a pass on trying to carry a larger person through an aquarium. Finally, we made it here. In just a number of steps, I'll be able to save Himeno. If that's the case, I can keep going. At the moment we pass through the ticket gate, it feels as if we are enveloped in light. Together with Himeno, I head past the light. Well, it depends what the hand truck looks like. It could actually be a fairly sizable hand truck. A week has passed since that dramatic escape. There was no change in my physical health, and the weakened Himeno is in the hospital even now. I came to pay you a visit, Himeno. Lately, I visit her hospital room every day. Every time I go to see her, she's so happy. Thanks, Mayu. Looking at the sickly Himeno is painful. If I could, I'd get her out of the hospital right away. Well, it seems they have to keep me a little longer for observation, so just wait a little longer. Lying on the bed, Himeno smiles at me. I don't remember if it started that day or not. Despite the fact that she's hospitalized, Himeno's condition has deteriorated. Even after a month has passed, Himeno has lost her enthusiasm from just before our escape from Mountain Aquarium. As each day passes, her condition worsens. At the suggestion of Himeno's parents, she's changed hospitals, but her circumstances don't seem to have improved. Himeno, I don't know how much time has passed. It's probably been half a year since we escaped the Red Mountain Aquarium. The amount of words Himeno says has drastically decreased, and it's become difficult for her to eat on her own. Himeno, why? I wanted us to eat ice cream together. We had so many fun things ahead of us. My heart overflows from its very core with thoughts and feelings. Smile, once more. I don't know how many times I've said these words in this hospital room. However, she shows no hint of a reaction. Himeno's attending physician says, quite bluntly, that the cause is probably something unknown to science at present. Doesn't that mean I wasn't able to save Himeno? Ice cream is very important. No, I don't want to say goodbye here. It doesn't matter how many years it takes. If I can see that smile again. So please. Where salvation lies. We have the red achievement unlocked. I don't know what that means. Yeah, it's the toeless boots. It's all the toeless boots' fault. We gotta go in. I think I said pretty last time. So then begin walking towards the light. There may be nothing there, but I don't even consider that possibility. It's a light. Called by the light, I move forward. Let's make sure. Pretty. Nope, they lead to the same place. Why even make that a choice game? So I believe we've got a good hand reaching for us now. We're pushing it away. No! As I scream out, I push away the hand being extended to me. Pretending to help me, but really tricking me. This is my logic based on what I've experienced over and over again at this aquarium. I see. The regretful voice quickly disappears, and in exchange, the tentacle pulling my legs pulls harder. I feel intense pain as if my legs are about to be ripped off. Gah! I frantically try to resist, but the only thing I feel is myself being pulled down further. I gradually forget to breathe. Below my eye level, there's an enormous giant squid that we couldn't be bothered to draw. As I close my eyes, my limbs are torn away by the thick tentacles. My own body gently floats along the water. No objective, just floating. Before long, the tentacle is wrapped around my slender neck. Just like that, I'm pulled even further into the deep sea. At this point, I've already died. It is an instantaneous death, thanks to my broken neck. I am watching the spectacle of my own death from somewhere else. The sight of my death from this enormous creature preying upon me, and my own almost comedic powerlessness. Big sister. I feel like I heard a voice. Unable to find the owner of that voice, I can only look around the room drenched in red light. We are now Squid Chow, yes. Very much Squid Chow. Deep mystery. And she's like, "You doofus, I tried to help you." So yep, 5 left to go. And then 3 good endings. We fed a squid. We served a purpose. And we have no choice here. That. Whole bunch of drama here with Himeno. Just once I ask a question within myself. Maybe I really hate her too, I'm pretty sure that's not the one I picked. That thought passes through the deepest part of my heart. It could be that I also, Mayu, in the depths of my heart, I may also bear some unease and dissatisfaction towards you, Himeno. Even for me, it's a surprisingly cool tone I use. Himeno nods and bites her lip. I kind of think that the desire to save you that I got caught up in probably came from my sense of duty and responsibility. Yeah, that's true, I guess. It's just I said something so terrible, and thought to myself that I didn't like you, the one who tried to save me with everything she had, so thinking I can go home with you is strange. Himeno, I didn't say anything like that. No, it's alright. If that's how you truly feel, it wouldn't be right for me not to accept it. Himeno quickly pulls her hand back. Then she takes a step back from the ticket gate. I'll stay here. Huh? Without giving me a chance to respond, Himeno is swallowed up in a black hole as it expands in time with the tremor. Due to the crumbling of Montan Aquarium, this whole world is eroding. Himeno's body disappears into a hole the same size as the others throughout Montan Aquarium. No way! The destruction is swallowing up everything, right up to my feet. A floorboard knocks me into the air, launching me past the ticket gate. Into the white light! Go into the light! Oddly enough, this is the one time that going into the white light isn't immediate death. A week after returning to the safety of our original world, I visit Mountain Aquarium. So pretty. I entered the jellyfish booth and admired the expansive cosmos without a second thought. Himeno is not at my side. It seems as though Himeno's parents have filed a missing persons report since she hasn't come home at all. However, the police investigations have been fruitless, and Himeno has not been found. Of course not. She was swallowed up in all that destruction. And so, half a year passed since that day. Soon, I'll move up a grade. I visited Mountain Aquarium again. Every time I go, there's no strange occurrences, just an aquarium overflowing with smiles and emotions. One by one, I carefully examine each exhibit. The impatient Himeno would always prod me along with, "Hurry, hurry!" But now that Himeno is no longer with me, no matter how fascinating the aquarium is, it's never enough. It isn't just my enjoyment of the aquarium. If I think back on it now, ever since that day, my daily life has been gray. Having lost the light that was Himeno, I don't even know how to have fun anymore. Huh. Having returned home, I laugh emptily. I'm sitting on my bed, holding my knees, not doing anything particular, just spacing out. Before I know it, I'm falling asleep, and the morning of the next day has come. Laying down and getting back up is hard, and every day is depressing. But it can't be helped. This is the result of my choice, and of Himeno's resolve to stay back that day. Just a bit. Maybe it's selfish to feel lonely. True feelings. How was that a bad end? We lived. Isn't that all that matters? Okay, I have no doubts. And that allows us to skip right to the ending of the ending credits, where because we made a different choice fairly early on, we'll probably get something extra at the end. I guess we gotta hang with Creeper. Yeah, I guess we do. I guess that is the next choice. I guess this is the second main ending the game originally came with. I'm going to guess so, anyway. And I do like this song. Yeah, I can imagine that there's one guy that designed the bad end screen. Huh. I can imagine that this game's story just flows so much better in Japanese because the translation here is not good. Like I said earlier, the translation of this game makes it hilariously bad in spots. Nothing's wrong with this game. This game is perfectly normal. Haunted Aquarium. Too much water, 7 out of 10, yes. Yeah, nobody can ever remember the name of the aquarium or her friend. Yeah, so far, becoming a jellyfish is the best ending. I do agree with you there. Monton. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever heard that name before. I'm sure if that would be the name, the game would have told us at some point. Are you sure? Even though it seems like a name that should have been brought up more than once if it was her best friend's name. See, the problem is, I see the name of that company there, AIUEO, and all I can think about is that one Moonbase Alpha video where they did the whole John Madden and, you know, AU, where they were doing the text-to-speech bit. Okay, here we go. They actually went to the trouble to design her a completely different outfit for the, for an ending. I don't recall her wearing that at any other point in the game. Whew, I bought them. That necktie was so cute, and I found a strawberry scented candle, and hers. That looks like mostly a new outfit, too. I don't think they were wearing either of these throughout the entire game. You really did buy a lot. You won't get in trouble? It's fine, it's fine. Oh, that's right. We haven't looked at shoes yet today. Oh, let's go. Hey, wait a second, Himeno. I'm a little tired. How about we eat some ice cream and take a break? It's been 1 week since then. Himeno and I are visiting Monton East Building again. My mother was a bit huffy about me going out for a second week in a row, but I got my way in the end. Yeah, that coat doesn't look so much like a coat as it does a kid's sweater or something. That looks like a shawl that with sleeves more than anything. It really does. Even my nagging mother was surprised that I wouldn't back down, but I guess I've changed a little bit. It's alright if we get ice cream, but don't mess up your stomach like you did last week, okay? I told you, I'm fine already. We're discussing gastrointestinal distress. After a week has passed, that terrifying aquarium is like a memory or a dream, and we return to a relatively unchanging daily life. That day, I eventually did eat 3 scoops of cookies and cream and my stomach started to hurt, so I couldn't go shopping with Himeno after all. Yes, we're getting the important ice cream. As compensation, we came here to get our fill of fun at the aquarium. And as a side note, if I had an ice cream shop in the area that was actually selling grape ice or, you know, some type of cherry sherbet, I would consider ice cream very important too and go there on a regular basis. Just saying. That's right, Monton Aquarium. So I kind of understand the whole fascination with the cookies and cream ice cream. Just saying. There's a reason we came without hesitation to this place stained with trauma. I don't want this to be a place filled with only bad memories. This is the place I last played with Mari. See, I'm not that big a fan of most ice cream, but sherbets and ices? Oh yeah. The place where I met Sayo, the place where we became friends, the place where it was etched into my heart, and just how important Himeno is to me. There are a lot of painful memories, but on the other hand, it's a place I really love. You know, I could have sworn I talked about my favorite ice cream. See, Baskin-Robbins used to sell grape ice very long time ago, and there's a reason I'm attached to it. Is because when I was, 6, 7, 8, that age range, up until about 10 or 11, my grandfather would pick me up just about every other weekend and take me on a trip to Oklahoma City to go stay with him for a weekend while my parents had alone time, because my grandfather's cool that way. And when we went, we would, I really, really loved my grandfather. He was one of my favorite people in the world. And one of our rituals we had on the trip back, when it was time for me to go back home, we would, get in the car and we would go to Baskin-Robbins. And for years and years and years, they had a flavor called grape ice. And, my grandfather died when I was about 12. So I stopped going to Baskin-Robbins, but by the time I'd gone to Baskin-Robbins after that, grape ice was no longer being sold. Supposedly they bring it back for a couple of months every couple of years for seasonal things, but I have yet to find any of them. So if I ever find a shop that sells grape ice or some type of cherry sherbet or cherry ice or anything like that, oh yeah, you can bet I'm going to gorge myself on that stuff. I found cherry limeade sherbet, which is almost as good, but not quite. Anyway. Well, to relax, should we head on in to the aquarium? Mayu, aren't your legs still a bit too tired? It's fine, I'm totally fine. Alright then, let's go. Carrying her shopping bags with both hands, Himeno energetically heads for the elevator. Since we've been walking for a bit, the cool breeze from the air conditioning is a nice feeling. The window through which one can see all of Monton gets me excited. An upbeat song I wouldn't normally listen to is playing in the background. Monton East Building is totally fascinating, but the deep blue of Monton Aquarium is incredibly soothing. The beauty of the water and the light. And then I will get a stomach ache and eat more. The pulse of life and of the future. What are you doing, Mayu? Let's go. Okay. I speed up to catch the Himeno, who has gone up ahead. From here on, many beautiful things await me in the future. If I try my best, I can overcome all the challenges awaiting me. That's why this is my farewell. Surely, this is my sound of drops. So yeah, that was a slightly different. I am jealous. I am jealous that you have grape ice. They're holding hands. Princess of Drop has been unlocked. So there are still 4 bad ends and 2 good ends. We got almost an hour left to go before the end of the stream. So where to get the bad ends from? I'm going to guess the bad ends are on the other paths. So let's go ahead and begin at least one of those other paths now. Nope, we're going to get right there, huh? Okay. Okay, let's see. We did see call out frantically before. Even so, call his name. Genji. We have my name. The reach story slowly lowers. The hand touch does not loosen. Okay, suddenly the voice passes through my brain, piercing the silence. Then it just suddenly shuts off. What? That you, Mayu-chan? Kinji-san? Huh, just now for a second. Mari's voice. I started to say, then shut my mouth. I get the feeling that her voice has reverberated down this passageway, but Mari is nowhere in sight. Yeah, it's just an auditory hallucination like the one from when we came in. Yeah, everyone knows that all you have to do to break brainwashing is call them by their true name. That's why true names have power. The more you know. A refreshed expression appears on Hiyoshi-san's face as if a demon has been expelled from his body. Mayu-chan, what on earth? You don't remember anything? Don't remember? Remember what? Nothing. You just acted funny for a bit. Relieved that his voice has been returned to normal, I tell him what happened over the last several minutes. Of course, I take the edge off some frightening things Hiyoshi-san had blurted out. It isn't that I don't feel wary about him, but at any rate, what had happened wasn't the norm. I came to an agreement with myself that the version of him I had saved is a separate person. What are you saying? Anyway, sorry wouldn't be enough. Mayu-chan, I've hurt you, haven't I? Well, I'm sorry, I really am. So sorry. All I can do now is apologize. No, that's not... Could you let go of my leg? Huh? Oh, sorry, I completely forgot. He said. Arching his eyebrows upward, Hiyoshi-san releases my leg. He probably stayed unaware of it because of concentrating on what I was telling him he had done. Or he was being a creeper. One of the two. I thought him a light-hearted person, but he's definitely earnestly taking in what he had done. Watching him as he bites down on his bottom lip so hard it bleeds, I decide to believe in his honest nature. Like a sucker. I take a breath and rise to my feet, calling out to him as he remains with his head down. Are you alright now? My body still feels stiff. You think you can stand? Somehow. Yeah. Oof. Resting his hands on his knees, he pulls his large body up. Huh? Again? Gah! A girl's voice echoes in my mind. A voice that whispered to me here in this aquarium. My little sister's voice. Almost in time with my frustration, Hiyoshi-san grimaces once again. Crap, my head. Hiyoshi-san! I have no time to worry about Mari. Having stood up almost halfway, Hiyoshi-san crumples as if his strings had been cut, tumbling to the floor of the passageway. I rush over to him, grabbing him by the shoulders instinctively. Don't worry. Huh? It's not unthinkable that I might revert to the way I was earlier, right? If I do, leave me. Go on. But you don't need to worry. I'll be fine. Crawling across the floor, Hiyoshi-san rests himself against the wall. Gripping his head with one large hand, he turns to me with a pained expression. He is sweating profusely and struggling for air, taking deep breaths. Despite the state he's in, the corners of his mouth twitch up with a ha-ha. Aren't you going to look for your friend? I'll follow you later on, so just go. But, go! His bellow drowns out even my own breathing, reverberating down the passageway. For some time after he closes his mouth, the air seems to quiver. However, I do not find him or his sudden outburst frightening. Really? Doing the hard close get you an achievement? How? How is the game coded so that pressing Alt F4 on a bad ending screen gets you an achievement? That's kind of weird. And next time I get a bad end, I will try it out. But you know. However, I do not find him or his sudden outburst frightening. Hiyoshi-san, it hurts that I caused you pain, Mayu-chan. You don't need to worry if I rest a bit. I'll be fine. So, I understand. Are you sure? On my own, it's been nothing but frightening experiences. As he closes his eyes, he gives me a thumbs up, like the Terminator as he sunk down into lava. His haggard breathing continues as he deals with his own impending madness. He's trying to tough it out so that he doesn't hurt me again, creating puddles of sweat on the floor. He is seriously worried about me. Therefore, I also need to seriously trust in him. No matter how many times I want to look back, I fight off the impulse, and at a quick pace I'm not used to, I put the passageway behind me. As soon as the door is between us, I put my ear against it and listen to the sound of the passageway I just left. However, it is only my own violent pulse, and not Hiyoshi-san's breathing, that I can hear. He was in a strange state. My mother once had a high fever, but Hiyoshi-san seemed like he was suffering even more than that. In spite of the circumstances, he pushed me to go. Since I was worried about Himeno, he was giving away my situation priority. I'll come back, no matter what. I muttered to no one in particular. That's right, this is... Finally, I can confirm my location. Since Himeno has our map, this is definitely going to come in handy. Let's go read a little more. Run through the pages. It has an introduction. Himeno is once again nematode filled. Staying with her doesn't seem like it'd be anything new. However, just in case, let's do this. Save down here. We get nematoded up. Let's see. Bad end, Alt F4. Oh, okay, so it just... Okay, that's what they did. I can't take it anymore! No. Okay. Well, that's how it does it. It just rewrites Alt F4 to be from automatic close to quit. Okay. Cool. Thank you for letting me know that. I can't take it anymore! That actually is funny. The picture they put with it was good too. I'll give them credit for that. And let's... Going back the way I came may actually result in something different now. Let's see. Yes, it must have. We can't skip it now. Yeah, this game is a Z-grade movie as translated into this version of English. Moreover, I am concerned about Hiyoshi-san's condition. Just before I came to the stage, his sanity had returned. Walking across the center of the stage, I head for the door that connects to the passage. I open the door cautiously, peering in through the crack. With no hint of a person in the darkness, I open the door up all the way. Huh, no one's here. There are no signs of human life, just the sound of machine engines going whir, whir, echoing. The gray tone of the walls, contrasted with the pale glow of the fluorescent lights, is eerie. A bit of a loss, I decide to head back to the stage. Even though he could move, he didn't come to the stage for some reason. I can think of several reasons, like that his physical condition deteriorated or that he'd gone crazy. At the end, the fact that he decided not to join me remains the same. Hiyoshi-san. He had urged me to keep going. Not being able to see him has me worried, but I will keep moving. And we're back in the Orcas now. Yes, we're back with the Orcas. And either of these choices... So we've done both of these. Let's go back after... So I'm not sure which one is going to lead me the right to a new ending. But we've done them both. Does this get us anywhere new? Nope. Except he's not exactly hanging around. Except this one now. Let's see, I strain my eyes in the darkness. It bears the name Hiyoshi Kinji. Kinji-san. This is Kinji-san's. It's the same as the employee ID card that Hiyoshi sent. That's the same. Frogs everywhere. We run straight through. Heads everywhere. Cowards in, same thing. How do we get back to the old path? That's weird, because there weren't too many options to, Let's go back here. Its name. We get here. Staying with her led us to nowhere special. Then, going back the way I came led me to get the other path, I thought. So do we need to go back the way we came, or do we just need to avoid it again? as it seems like we would need to go back and confirm he's not there. That's the weird thing. Let's go ahead and do it anyway. Yeah, let's see if Hurry Along gets us a new path. No. So we have to save her. So let's see, move the machines with a computer is the normal way forward. Get killed by orcas. Really? The game broke again. Crash the game. Check. Fire extinguisher. See if that changes anything. Nope. We melted again. I'm good at making this game break. I should have been a beta tester. Okay, we have to move machines. See if sense of pain changes anything. Nope. We still die. Smell, does that change anything? Nope. We still die. No, it's not. But the thing is, remember, we chose one path that was a bad ending before, but it has changed. Going back the way we came was a death ending before, but this run, it's not. Let's see, in this choice, let's actually make this my save spot. Okay, let's go save Himeno. We know this has no effect. And we got it. I don't think this has any bearing on anything. More frogs. This gonna change? Nope. We actually need to say it's Kinji-san. We actually need to say it's Kinji-san there, huh? Save early, save often. Got it. It's Kinji-san. Frogs everywhere. Going back was death. This didn't matter in the least as far as, you know, what we did earlier. See if anything changes. No, it does not. Oh, here we go. This changed. Above you, Mayu-chan. Huh? That voice. What breaks through my bewilderment is something reminiscent of a man's voice. Reminiscent of something spoken by something reminiscent of a man. Looking up, I breathe a sigh of relief at the words piercing through as I am lifted up in sync with the voice bellowing, "Let's go!" The sensation is different from floating, more like my body is being pushed up. I hear the voice from below say "oof" just as I'm about to hit the ceiling, and I place my hands against it. There should be a handle above you. If you pull that, a ladder will come out. I will save at the next choice. Right. I look down to give my reply and finally confirm the voice's owner. He's got a firm grip on the left and right side of my hips, raising me several meters in the air. He gives me a stable feeling of a father sitting a child on his shoulders, not letting me slip. It also runs a chill up the base of my spine as I realize that the creeper has his hands on me yet again. Kinji-san! It's fine, just open the door. Alright. From there, you can pass through the passageway above and go to the other side of the tank. I got it. If you don't hurry, that girl will die. Yeah, and he's looking up my skirt. Yes, there we go. Right! I slide my hands across the ceiling, searching for any bumps or grooves. I find something sooner than I expected and give a good pull on that bump. With the clatter, the ladder on the other side of the door swings down, and I reach for it before it drops all the way. I've got this. Alright, I'll be there in a bit. Inside the ceiling, there's a passageway I have to crouch down to walk through. To the left and right of me are machines with meters attached. Surely they regulate the booth below. After 10 meters, I have come far enough to have passed the barrier between myself and the two girls. Still bent over, I quickly move on and push open the door at my feet. Apparently, yes, we can still try to save her. Kick it in! The "it" Kinji-san was referring to is the metal grate serving as an exit. Twisting my body inside the narrow passageway, I kick downward with all my might as he told me to. With a loud clang, it falls to the ground inside the Fish of the World booth. What? I can immediately see Saganuma Riko. Shaken by the wire mesh that just fell, she takes a step back from the girl. I jump down, following the momentum of my kick. It's far from a clean landing, but at least I don't hurt my leg. As I straighten myself up, Kinji-san follows behind me. As she becomes aware of a third intruder, Saganuma Riko takes several more steps, putting distance between us. Ignoring her, I rush to the girl's side. Are you okay? The girl's lying down with her eyes closed, having lost a great deal of blood. Those blank eyes saw from the other side of the acrylic window are now shut. I place my hand on her chest, trying to find her pulse. I can hear it. With my palm. The sound itself seems to be very quiet. Still, within her soft breast, the resonating vibration is definitely reaching the palm of my hand. Written by a man! As if in response to my voice, I can hear the girl click her tongue in annoyance. She didn't seem to regain consciousness yet, but there is no mistake that she's showing her emotions. Even in unconsciousness, she still sasses you. You! Even though I know she's alive now, I still can't lose focus. I listen carefully to the conversation Saganama Riko and Kinji-san hold as they stand facing each other. Why are you here? Why are you here? Their words cut each other off, leaving only silence between the two of them. Do you know each other? Neither will answer my question. Kinji-san shoves Saganuma Riko away. With his thick arms and large body, it takes little effort for him to throw her into the wall. Because you're here! Before she can straighten herself up, he grabs her by the collar and thrusts her into the wall with a great deal of force. Having slammed the back of her head against the wall, Saganuma Riko begins to bleed, leaving traces of blood on the wall that look as if someone dipped a cloth in red paint and scrubbed the wall with it. This is quite different than how it was when Saganuma Riko was trying to kill the girl. Kinji-san, please help me! Treat this girl for now! He's most likely trying to protect us. Who knows when Saganuma Riko, who sought to kill the girl without hesitation, will target me. Honestly, I'm afraid of her. I have a terrible gut feeling about her. Only now you have a terrible gut feeling about the woman you saw ramming the girl at your feet, ramming her head into the window over and over. Yeah. Still, in this moment, Kinji-san seems to be acting completely out of rage. That is far more terrifying to me. Yeah, you're right, Mayu-chan. His rings also could act as brass knuckles, I will just say that. Kinji-san slowly straightens his hunched over body and turns back to me. Ugh. Applying pressure to her head, Saganuma Riko crawls along the floor, moving away from us. She seems to be quite shaken. I suppose that's not unreasonable. There's no way I can sympathize with her, but at the same time, I don't want it to go any further. Yeah, that's good art right there, that is. And yeah, you can kind of tell this ending was not an original planning. It was not in the original plan just because it seems like they wanted, what if Kinji-san wasn't a total creeper asshole and he could actually help? That's the feeling I'm getting from this ending. What is that? As I watch Saganuma Riko retreat, I sense that bad feeling once more. I quickly recognize what it is. A red, no, an almost black drop of light leaked from Saganuma Riko's body. It doesn't quite act like blood. Drops are leaking from the wound on the back of her head, as well as from the skin on her elbows and knees, worn away from crawling on the ground. Even though her elbows are completely protected by her shirt, or jacket. The drop of ominous light hovers from before being absorbed by the aquarium. I feel as if I'm looking at something I shouldn't be. That something that shouldn't be happening is. But it's the fact that she appears to be laughing when she leaves the room that bothers me more than anything else. I can't get distracted. Right now, I have to save this girl. Giving this thought voice returns my focus. Even though I said we would have to save her, I have no idea about what to do at a time like this. At any rate, we have to stop the bleeding. Kinji-san takes a facial tissue from his pocket and wipes away some of the blood. He then gently lifts her head and applies pressure to the wound with the tissue. He is pressing hard on her forehead. Squish like grape. As the blood begins to dry, the original color is indistinguishable as it has become completely red. Having roughly wiped away some of the blood, he removes his outerwear that has blood on it. He folds the parka he removed in order to hide the blood and lays it on the ground like a pillow. He's such a chivalrous, nice guy. His golden ring looks pretty with his black tank top. Because this is what you would notice at this point. Thank you very much. There's nothing we can do but wait for now. Her wounds are pretty severe, but even with my own limited emergency treatment, it seems like we made it in time, so I'm glad. Will she be okay? She took a really intense blow to the head, so she'll probably be in pain for a while. Her breathing is stabilized, though, so she should be fine. Thank you so much, Kinji-san. You came and saved the day! Upon hearing his words, a sigh of relief slips from my lips. It's no big deal. More importantly, Mayu-chan, you're calling me by my name now. What black tank top? Your guess is as good as mine. Huh? Well, that's... Oh, Jesus Christ. We actually are going through with this. Okay, I see game. I see game. Please think nothing of it. Please think nothing of it. When he went crazy, I called him by name while he was out of it. I thought that Kinji-san would get through to him more than Hiyoshi-san would. But that change had been practically subconscious. That's why having it pointed out to me is so embarrassing. Ah, Mayu-chan, it seems like we've gotten a bit closer. He's smiling at me as he says this. In order to hide my embarrassment, I puff up my cheeks and have no choice but to pretend to be mad. Because this is anime after all, and this is how you show it. You're terrible, Hiyoshi-san. Hey, go back. I'll stop teasing you, so bring back that good mood. It's not like I'm really upset or anything though, Baka. Not only did he save me, he saved the girl too. If this were a movie, he would unmistakably be in the position of the hero. Jesus Christ. Just as I'm thinking I want to hurry up and get off this topic already, it's Kinji-san who changes the subject. So, Mayu-chan, this might not be the best time, but who is this girl? Kinji-san asks as he turns his face in the direction of the girl. The girl's eyes are closed, but her soft breathing continues. Her long hair is tied back, and her clothes are more punk than they are high fashion. She looks as she would prefer a live music club over an aquarium. Her round eyes and soft outline, her round eyes that are closed, so I can't possibly know that, somehow remind me of Mari's appearance. Actually, I don't know either. I met her after I came to this twisted version of Mountain Aquarium. I pause for a moment to remember exactly how I met her, then continue speaking. Despite the fact that it hadn't been more than half a day since our meeting, this girl and I have struggled for our lives together. She spoke pretty harshly to me when I saw Himeno, whose body was under attack from parasites. After that, I saved her, and she saved me. Together, we researched the secrets of this Mountain Aquarium, including the fact that the director here was a victim of a murder. So then, you two know about the incident. Ignoring Kinji-san's suggestive tone, I continue talking about the girl. She wasn't planning to be with me to the end. She steeled herself, saying, if I can learn the truth, then it's okay if I die, and resolved herself to end it on her own. Kinji is bothering me. I mean, that's, it's just as I thought that we had reached an understanding. I was wrong. Surely she felt she couldn't rely on me. If she hadn't called out to me, I wouldn't have risen up to save my best friend. Then this girl wanted to be by herself from the start. I hesitate for a moment, then nod. Mayu-chan, before you met up with me, You really experienced so much more than I could have imagined. You come so very closer to the truth. Your eyes have taken on such a strong color. You're going to call him Senpai, aren't you? So did you know something after all, Kenji-san? I didn't want to scare you all by saying more than necessary. However, it seems I don't have to sugarcoat things anymore. Please tell me about earlier. Your friend, Mayu-chan. What condition is Himeno-chan in right now? Himeno's entire body is currently being invaded by parasites. According to what Saganuma Riko said, that breed doesn't normally feed off their host, but they seem to be attacking Himeno. But this girl said that if I can get Himeno and I out of Mantine Aquarium, I might be able to save her because the threat of the parasites only persists where we're inside Mantine Aquarium. Yeah, I get it. This girl's pretty sharp. That story's half right, half wrong. Going with Kenji or staying with Seo, huh? Huh. Half? What do you mean by that? If you escape this Mantine Aquarium, the threat of the parasites will disappear, but the curse itself will remain. Little by little, the life energy will be drained from her body and she will weaken until she succumbs and dies. Curse? Dies? So I can't save Himeno? I couldn't stop my voice from getting louder. Kenji-san doesn't make an angry face, but he does answer in a stern tone. Calm down and let me finish. This is important, got it? I understand. I hold back my overexcitement as I wait for Kenji-san to continue speaking. This aquarium is in a different dimension, created from the grudge of the murdered director and the numerous fish culled and killed here. Mayu-chan, you probably remember hearing of it as a parallel world, but it's another world created from negative emotions. It's a world created within the framework of Mantine Aquarium. Grudges and energy from souls, those are occult terms, right? There's definitely some power at work we cannot see. Even now, science cannot prove exactly how our emotions are created, but the power from that is surely involved in the creation of this Mantine Aquarium. I'm not saying a word about that. I decided to call it the Red Mantine Aquarium. You and I, Himeno, and that girl here, all of us who have come here are cursed. More accurately, we were lured here by wandering ghosts. But yeah, telling women to calm down... Yeah, probably something that we should stop. Yeah. Just saying. When the Red Mantine Aquarium was created, it wasn't just the murdered fish, but the souls of everyone who died here. I don't think we're in full zero escape territory. I think we're still missing a couple of things. People who died here. See, we actually need a morphogenetic field. And we don't really have that. Mayumi has still not gotten the fact that she's repeating events over and over and over. She hasn't quite figured that out. In other words, I could have become one of them. I've been in danger of it so many times. Even now, the possibility is still very real. If I had made it to this point, I might not have believed Yoshi-san's story. To borrow his words, having reunited in the Red Mantine Aquarium, I could have seen it as a joke at first and lost my life without realizing how serious things really were. Something is luring us here. It may only be one piece of a bigger grudge, but for now, let's refer to them as vengeful spirits. In order to maintain their existence, they need energy. Here, within the Red Mantine Aquarium, they are constantly trying to supplement that energy. But what if we escape? They'll lose their energy supply. If that were to happen, then the life force of a living human, in other words, the soul, would become their energy. I mistyped. For example, even if we were to escape, it wouldn't just be Himeno, but all of us who would die within a month. And it's not just that, is it? Whatever it is might contradict everything you've said, Kinji-san. Did you mean that before our life energy is gone, we have to come back to the Red Mountain Aquarium so that the things possessing us can take some more energy? Mayu-chan, you're clever. Kinji-san says this with admiration, but he doesn't sound the least bit happy. Anyway, you're right, Mayu-chan. You know then when it is we need to return, right? The day of the full moon, so the rumor Himeno heard wasn't necessarily mistaken. On top of that, the cycle of the moon lasts about 28 days. So by coming to the Red Mountain Aquarium on the day of a full moon, we won't be killed by the curse. When there's a full moon or new moon, the Earth, Moon, and Sun are in conjunction in a straight line. At that time, the moon's pull is at its strongest. You've heard that this is when the ebb and flow of the tides is greatest, right? Yes. Moreover, there are legends that say the moon gives an illuminating energy to things which normally go unseen. Whether this is to be believed, or the more scientifically sound idea of the moon's effect on magnetic pull, the point does stand that the path to the Red Mountain Aquarium is inaccessible on the day of a new moon. What Hiyoshi-san is saying has plenty of guesswork to it, but it's enough to satisfy me. Moreover, it's because of the satisfied feeling that more questions begin to rise. If we can reach the Red Mountain Aquarium on the day of a full moon, wouldn't more people have reached it as well? Yet that isn't the case, right? The difference is probably related to fate. People who are tied to Mountain Aquarium, or to the victims of the Red Mountain Aquarium, are lured in as if they are guided by the moon's strengthening pull. I'm connected to Mari. The girl is connected to the director, her father. Himeno's connection is surely to someone pulled into the Red Mountain Aquarium, me. If I think back on it, everyone has their own ties to Mountain Aquarium. Hiyoshi-san also mentioned an old acquaintance he hadn't seen in some time. Hiyoshi-san and who? I almost asked, but stopped the words before they come out. Back when he went crazy, he said a girl's name. Maybe it's better for me not to know, and I get the feeling I don't want to know either. Kinji-san, how do you know all this? My experience and my deductions. Also filling in gaps with the fragments of information you girls have given me, Mayu-chan. Ghost physics. Is it anything like Ghost Trick? Because that makes just about as much sense in places. Kinji-san heaves a small sigh, then continues. Well, your guesses so far have been on point, though I'm not just trying to maintain my life energy, but find a way to break the curse. That's why I've come back to the Red Mountain Aquarium over and over again. This time I had no luck either, but in order to have it next time, we'll need to get Himeno-chan and escape quickly from the Red Mountain Aquarium. And one more thing you should know, Mayu-chan. You should know the truth of the murder that took place in Mountain Aquarium. The criminal who killed the director was Saganuma Riko. Huh. That girl, she's probably the director's daughter. Her primary motive was probably to learn the truth. It's most likely because she found the truth that Saganuma Riko tried to kill her. Putting it like that, perhaps there could be no greater motive for her almost being killed. Erasing her from this world, the ultimate method of shutting her up. On top of that, killing her inside the Red Mountain Aquarium would mean that no one would see it and no evidence would be left. If she really is trying to kill that girl, that's completely unforgivable. My anger is greater than my shock. A human killing even one person is a sin that cannot be atoned for. Piling on other sins to conceal that first sin. Repeating such a cycle ensures such a person has no future. I turn to Kinji-san and speak with a firm tone. Compared to the cool way he told me all these facts, I probably come off as angry. I'm so sorry. I yelled even though you didn't do anything wrong, Kinji-san. After I say this, I realize he probably purposely withheld any expression of emotion while he was telling me the facts. That's the difference between an adult and a child. Remembering the way Kenji-san looked when he shoved Reiko-san, I empathized with how enraged he must have been feeling. It's fine. From this point on, we'll have to be calm and make our decisions based on facts, so it's better to venture anger now. Kenji-san says this with a stern expression. I understand right away that what he is saying is important, so I wait for him to continue. We should leave this girl here. That was not what I expected him to say. Huh? But that's... Even if you seem to have done what you could for her, her injuries still haven't healed. If we leave her, what will happen to her? Well, we went to all that trouble to rescue her. If that's how you feel, then why... Try to look at this from the other way around. At the very least, she's received first aid. I don't get it at all. If we saved her, then we should at least... There are two reasons. After hearing what you told me, would Himeno-chan really be able to walk on her own? With your physique, it would be impossible for you to take Himeno along and escape. You would definitely run into danger. The only one who would be able to run or jump with Himeno on their back is me. What if I had this girl ride piggyback on me? It's the same thing, surely. For example, if we were chased by something, you wouldn't be able to run, Mayu-chan. He says all this so curtly I can't really argue with him. There's one more reason. Do you think this girl really wants to run away from the aquarium? That's... Mayu-chan, how much do you know about her? She's okay with dying if it means she can ascertain the truth. That kind of resolve isn't forged in a day. Surely this girl has been searching for a long time for the identity of her father's killer. Yeah, there is indeed a way. We ran with her before. She's finally found it. She might have been knocked down once, but I'm sure that she wants to face the killer once more. I don't know whether she wants some sort of remorse or some sort of public punishment, but having finally reached the truth, I doubt she wants to run away. If she really had decided to go it alone, she probably wouldn't have accepted even the first aid we did provide. I don't think she had a choice in accepting that first aid. She's kind of unconscious. In this girl's eyes, we've probably done more than enough. Kenji-san's tone of certain voice is steadily becoming more forceful. So we finally reached the heart of the matter. It's time for you to make your decision. I won't force you. Do you want to continue? Yes. Then let's go together. We'll leave this girl here to go back to where Himeno-chan is, and the three of us, myself, you, and Himeno-chan, will escape together. 1 month from now, the three of us will have to return here, but I figured out how to get back in. I think it's a pretty reliable method. If the day of the full moon passes, in other words, when this day ends, the door to the real world won't open again until the next full moon. We don't know how much longer Himeno-chan can last, so I think we should get out of here as quickly as possible. So basically, there's no time to think it over. Kenji-san nods silently. After a brief pause, he continues. Don't think of it as abandoning her, but decide based on what's most important to you. In other words, two choices have been presented to me. Just as Kenji-san says, I should decide based on what's precious to me. So this is major, huh? I'll make that slot 1. So, I do believe that will do it for another stream of Sound of Drop. Next Sunday, we will once again attempt to finish things out. But more than likely, we're probably not going to be able to do it in one more stream. They're probably going to make me pick another stream that's going to make me divide this into two things. And oh God, why doesn't this game end? Okay, rant over. So anyway, thanks everyone so much for joining me. I will be back again next Saturday with Chapter 5 of Danganronpa, another episode, ultra creepy, squicky thing that they Why, what happened to my innocent Murder Bear game? What happened to the time when it was just robotic bears murdering kids? I want to go back to that. I want to go back to that. I really do. Yes, I picked it. But that doesn't mean it doesn't need to end. Yeah, that doesn't mean it gets to go on forever. There's got to be an ending. But really, what happened to my innocent game about murder bears murdering children? Really? What happened to that innocence we used to have over a year ago now? My God, it has been over a year. It's been a long time since I started that. Maybe V3 will go back to that. And we will have less pedophiles and girls abusing trigger words. Maybe. Maybe. Anyway, that's for next Saturday. Play Ever 17. Oh, God. I don't know if I like this game. I'm just going to say I don't know if I like it. I mean, it's gone to crazy enough places to keep me amused and make me see what else they're going to, unload on me. But anyway, yeah. Next Sunday, we will come back to this. Again, thank you everyone for joining me. I'm going to go question life choices now and probably eat something because I am hungry. And that description of the roast beef sandwich earlier doesn't help that hunger. Anyway, take care, folks. I will see you back next week for more virtual novel third-person shooting goodness. Later, everyone.